YouTube, and hey there, what's this, Twitter, that's right. Hey guys, I think we're live on all platforms now. It's Abigail here tonight. This is Intuitive Heart Radio Live. It's Prince Was Murdered, and it's a Q&A tonight. I am live on the Justice for Prince group. If you're not a current member of Justice for Prince and you want to get involved, please jump over there. It's on Facebook. Ask to join. Hey guys, how are you? How are you doing, Twitter? That's kind of new for me. You got to go from your phone. So I got Twitter here, and then I've got 3 platforms going here. So I'll have to go in and out of platforms for your questions tonight, guys. But I want to spend a majority of the time tonight. Hey, Aaron. Oh, wow. Everyone just popped up. Hey, guys. Hey, Facebook. I want to spend a majority of the time tonight taking questions from you guys. Wow. And there's Justice for Prince. Hey guys, how are ya? Leash, how are you? Oh my gosh. Nath, so good to see you. Leisha, oh my gosh. Are you still in Japan, love? It's so good to see you. I thought of you the other day, and now here you are. Susan Lucas, so much love to you. Okay. Barb, how are you? Dawn, okay. I could say hi all night. Look, now I'm going to have to go to this platform and say hi to Scott. I see Lonnie. I see Gabrielle. I see Cynthia. You guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. Oh my gosh. All right. And then back to YouTube. I don't see anybody over here. I have not messed with YouTube or Twitter. I reluctantly, I'm going to go to my main page for right now, but I'm going to spend most of my time going between that page and back over to Justice for Prince. Thank you guys so much. Anybody who's been supporting, has continued supporting, thank you, whether that's emotional, whether that's monetarily, although we do have a rally coming up. So, so I'm loving those of you who've been supporting monetarily just a little bit more, because we are still one broke-ass justice ministry. I mean, that's not all we do. And I want to kind of get into that a little bit, because tonight was really about getting to know the people on Justice for Prince. I realized that the Justice for Prince group and a lot of people who have been following the murder of Prince Rogers Nelson and what happened to him, we don't really know each other. I don't know who they are. I'm not very active on the Justice for Prince page. I'm more active on my personal page. That's my puppy in the background. So, and I think he's going to settle down soon. It's like kids, they get all hyper. There he goes. In the background. But anyway, this was to hopefully get to know some folks. Oh my gosh. That's not going to work. Hold on, guys. All right, Joji, we can't have that, baby. No. Okay. No, okay. Okay. So, with that said, this is to hopefully clear some things up, or kind of let people know me or ask questions about the psychic evidence. I'm going to talk for a minute before we get started about the difference about how we're all psychic, the difference between being a channel, a medium, and a prophet. Yes, I said the word prophet. I speak directly to Yeshua. That puppy's crazy. His name's Jojo, by the way. It's Jojo. He's a little pit puppy. Those are my favorite dogs of all time, and they get a bad rap. They're very discriminated against. Pit bulls are amazing animals. So very loyal, very, very smart. They're very bullheaded though. So a lot like me, in fact, stubborn and bullheaded, which is exactly why we're here 3.5 years approximately after the date that Prince Rogers Nelson was murdered. Now he's stuck on the other side of the door. Hopefully he's going to figure out how to come back around, you guys, or you're going to have to wait for me for a moment while I go get this dog. I swear to God. And he's been calm and sleeping all day today. It's time to go live, and then he's crazy. So going back to this again, let me jump in and just introduce me. But again, I want to spend the majority of time tonight answering your questions. And in the past, let me just say this right off the bat. If anyone's offended by language, I will probably drop a few F-bombs tonight. If you're offended by that, just please keep moving. No need to be troll. Look at the puppy. It's Jojo. That's why I love him so much, you guys. I have needed that. I have needed that kind of craziness and that kind of just puppy love, just craziness in my life lately. It's been a little serious since Prince crossed 3.5 years ago. But anyway, let me jump in and talk a little bit really quickly about me. And again, that's because what I'm realizing is a lot of people don't understand that I have worked as an intuitive therapist and a healer for, oh gosh, before Prince showed up, I guess at that time for 10 years, 9 going on 10 years. And I had been working as a healer for a couple of years when God brought to me the soul essence. That's what I will call talking to someone who's out of body. Oh, that's really funny, you guys. So the dog just threw up. The puppy just threw up. One moment, please. Okay. All right. Jojo, I love you, baby. Okay. Thanks for your patience, guys. That was good. Thank God it was like on the sheet that he has to play tug of war with. So that was pretty easy to get rid of. Anyway, guys, I've been working for some time as an intuitive therapist. I have known about my psychic abilities all of my life. So I've been seeing people out of body since my first memories. I have always known the one I call Jay. That's Yeshua, aka Jesus Christ. His real name was Yeshua. And I've always heard the voice of who I call Abba or our Father. Dad is most often what I'll refer to him to. I know for some people, referring to God in this way can make them a little bit uncomfortable. I don't know any different. It's the way I've been my entire life. And I've always seen Jay's face. I've always heard his voice. I've always heard the Father's voice. And I've always done my best to stay by their guidance. Have I gotten it all right? Oh no. And there's sometimes that I willfully disobey. Okay. I have WTF moments with God on a regular basis. I am not a perfect person at all. I will tell you this so, and I wanted to get this out before moving forward. One thing you can expect for not to happen with me, I will not lie to you. I know that all of heaven is watching. Now, you may not hear what you want to hear. I may be too direct. I am quick to anger. I have a quick temper, especially when someone's lying to me, because I can feel it immediately, and I don't put up with that at all. So again, that's one thing I'll tell you. I may get it wrong. I may not remember it right. Sometimes I'm not a perfect individual. But I will not ever intentionally lie to another person, because I know that my guides and my Father's watching. And you guys, this is what happens when you lie. This is a true story. And I know this from being a channel and also a prophet and a medium, working with people on the other side, because I've seen it. You really do have what's called a soul review. And when you die, whatever lies. Now, have I told a lie in my life? Oh yeah, I'm sure I have. Could I go back to a very specific one? Yeah, I could take you back to when I was, I think, 18 or 19 years old. And I have no idea why to this day that I did this, but I lied. I manipulated a truth so that this one girl would not go out with this guy. His name was Jeff Beasley. I cannot remember her name for the life of me. I didn't even want to go out with him. I have no idea to this day why I did it, but that I lied about that. And I'm sure I've lied about some things to my parents on a regular basis. I would like to lie to my mother because it's easier, but I don't. I just tell her, I look at her and I go, I would love to lie to you right now. and then she calms down because I'm like, but if I do, I know what'll happen. What happens is, every time you tell an untruth, God keeps record of how that untruth, affects other people. And you would be surprised how one little untruth no matter how justified you think you are in telling that, can really affect others in a negative way. And then whatever negativity, negative outcomes come from you withholding and or telling that lie that you may have thought you were justified in telling, whatever negativity occurs or results from that, it's karma that you have to make up the next time you come back here. And I know many of you people say this all the time, oh, I'm never coming back. Oh, I bet you are. Bet you are. In fact, people that say they're never coming back, they most likely will be back for sure. So you will come back, and especially if you created a lot of karma by not telling the truth, then you will definitely have to come back because you'll have to fix it. So whatever you guys hear about me, I can be an asshole at times, even kind of a prick. Again, I can be shockingly truthful. Some people aren't ready for that. Man, I can be a bit forgetful and sometimes very self-centered. I don't mean to be, but I'm such a team player that I get blinders on, and I can sometimes hurt people that I love or people around me, or give my time to the wrong place and be lacking in the people that are closest to me. So let me say that too. So if anybody has sent me anything or messaged me and I didn't get back to you, I didn't mean to not get back to you. Gratitude is just, I'm so focused on this rally right now. And it's been a hard one. This has been a really hard year. I realized that after Prince died, in many ways, I lost my mind, not just once, but I can count 3 times. There may be another time or 2 in there that I just don't even know about. But what's happened recently is, I'm kind of coming up out of this fog like I think a lot of us are. I didn't know that it would take this long. So I sort of did things in a way with Justice for Prince and the rallies, thinking that there was no way God would still have us sitting here going into the 4th year after Prince's murder. Going back to this, I have worked as a healer and a therapist, an intuitive therapist for the past 13 years now, and in training before that. So I wasn't, and that's all I do. I don't rely on any other form of income. I have worked as a ministry every single minute of every one of those years. What does that mean? It means that anybody that can't afford my rates, they make a donation of any number. Now, for anybody who would like to tonight, please, because I am going to be asking that you join the 222 Justice Crew. If you believe in what I'm saying here tonight, if you believe in the psychic evidence that came through and that I made public, like 4 days after Prince died, I have witnesses that it came through 2 days, less than 48 hours after he died. And it is evidence by math and science's standards. And I'm going to talk about that tonight and answer any questions that you have. But it is evidence to his murder by math and science's standards. And all we need is Carver County Sheriff's Department or the BAC in Minneapolis. So please, you guys, just be calling them and asking them, why aren't you running an arsenic test or a test for heavy metals or other poisoning on the remains of Prince Rogers Nelson? People have always asked. They still have the remains. The case is closed. The case is not closed. It is an inactive case. And since it is inactive, they better have his hair, tissue, and blood samples. The hair sample, one strand of hair they could test for arsenic. One strand of hair would cost about 25 cents and take about 2 minutes. Okay, into love and gratitude. Let me jump back again. So in addition to having worked with people one-on-one, and I mean trauma, it's how I got involved in this work. Overdose, suicide, murders, okay, car crashes, very sudden things. I've been holding space for people for like 12, 13 years. It's very hard work, but it is equally as rewarding. And that's why I do what I do. I'm addicted to helping people. I love to help people any way that I can. Again, am I perfect? Oh, hell no. In fact, you do it, if you book a session with me, it's a little like going to cooking school with Gordon Ramsay. Okay, just a little what it's like. I don't sugarcoat anything. We're going to get right to the core of the truth. We're going to flip some beliefs. We're going to raise your vibration. We're going to cut the shit. And I don't want to hear the story because the story just holds you down. That doesn't make, what's funny is for some people, it's about 1 out of every 10 people, they're not ready for that. In love and gratitude, that's not my problem. I work with people who are ready to make big change. If you want to know more about me and that work, or you want to book a session with me, please do by all means go to my website at www.abigailnoel.com. I'm going to be answering some questions. People throw questions at me like, yes, that's my real name. It's my birth name. It was my father's name, and it was my grandfather's name, and my great-grandfather's name, who came over from France. That's his last name, Noel. It's my last name. You know, if it weren't my last name, the haters would have already put that out there with my mugshot. It's my last name. Okay, so go to my website if you have more questions about that. Next, please help us join this fight. We don't ask for a lot. We have what's called the 222 crew. Please go to the website, Justice4 Prince, and join. We ask for $2.22 a month, or you could be a big spender and bump it up to $4.44 a month, or $8.88 a month. If you do the $12.12 a month, you automatically get put into the Rebel Hearts Mystery School, where I teach. And the videos are left up there like it's like a giant encyclopedia, and you can watch any of the videos. I have things on numbers, awakening, Atlantis, twin hearts. It's all there. Okay, that's $12.12 a month. You also have access to me personally for validations. It's different than a reading. What it is I'm a teacher. I teach other people to psychically connect and communicate to God for the purposes of their divine guidance, so that they can follow this beautiful divine guidance and these beautiful signs and symbols that will lead you right to your destiny. Okay, and it will. You can follow God. And with that said, many people are doing this on a level that they sort of know, but it's not quite conscious yet. I help people bring it to a more conscious level and a more personal level, so that you can have the movies. You can see the people who are talking to you. You can literally see what they're wearing that day. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. It's way more fun talking to dead people than it is talking to live people, all right? Because they're, for the most part, especially in the fifth dimension, they're not going to lie to you, and they have a much better sense of humor, all right? So please go join. We also have a 6 month $22.22 commitment that we did because we were really short for the Washington, D.C. rally. We are again short for the Warner Brothers rally, but I'll tell you guys what I have a lot of. I am tenacious. I do not give up. I will let go of all kinds of stuff, but I do not give up, and I will not give up. The other thing I have is I have a blind faith. God told us, us, that we were to continue these rallies for Prince, and the reason is because we got it. We had tons of media, press coverage in Washington, D.C. We looked great. It's taken us 7 rallies to figure out what we're doing, but man, do we have it down now. And we've got all of our signs, we've got our amp, we've got our microphones, we've got our rally calls down, we've got our t-shirts for every rally. They change, we have a theme, we are all dressed. We would make Prince proud. We did. I got a heart blast. We did make Prince proud. So it took those 7 rallies and a whole lot of messes to figure out what not to do, so that we could get to a place, and literally we looked better than the professional rally people that were there. It was great. And so we're going to continue showing up and having that same presence at the rallies, and we're going to continue these rallies. We will not stop until justice comes. And what happens is every time we get a little more momentum on these rallies, we get a little more press, we get a little more push. And I'll tell you what I love that we do. We're letting Warner Brothers, we're letting Taika, we're letting Kirk Johnson, we're letting Ray and Jewel Roberts, we're letting Judith Hill, we're letting Sheila E. and others. That's right. I see you, Mr. Morris. I see you. These users, they know what happened to Prince, but they don't talk. Well, someone needs to tell Mr. Morris that it is time to speak up. Someone needs to tell Sheila E. that her time is running out. So with that said, someone needs to let these people know that there are people on the planet that are not going to stop. We are going to continue turning up the heat. Every few months, they will not know where we're going to show up. We may be in Sheila E.'s motherfucking backyard next. So just watch out, Sheila. Infinite love and gratitude. So with that said, we're not going to stop. We're going to keep pushing it forward. If you're joining today and you didn't know Prince was murdered, welcome. welcome to the reality. Prince was murdered. Why was he murdered? Because Warner Brothers got $1 billion the day he died. And not just that, he was murdered for what he knew and about who. He was murdered because with this gang called the Illuminati, you pay, play, or you go away. That's the way it works. And Prince didn't want to play with these people anymore. And we all know about the fight with Warner Brothers. He wanted the rights to his intellectual property, which your rights to your intellectual property, to your life story, to the poem that you wrote, to the music that you make, the movie that you make, that should always belong to you. If I write a book, that's mine. You write a book, that's yours. But that's not the system what we have, and this has to change. And ultimately, justice for Prince is going to take it all the way to legislation that protects an artist's intellectual rights and their privacy and their life. And it's going to make sure that houses like Warner Brothers and CAA agencies, okay, these people who are nothing more than reps, nothing more than fucking reps, will not have the legal right to hold an insurance policy, a life insurance policy on somebody. Can you imagine? What if Warner Brothers or CAA agency just had a life insurance policy on you for, let's say, $500,000? You don't think people kill for that? Just 500,000 people kill for $50,000. People kill for 50 fucking bucks. It's not right. It is a conflict of interest. Should be illegal, for God's sakes. And we're allowing this to go on. Why did Prince die? Because he didn't want to play with these people. He didn't want to make money for them. And he felt like his intellectual rights should belong to him. Why did Michael Jackson die? Because same thing. He bought those rights from Sony and then see, that's what happens. Any one of these artists that have fought for their rights, George Michael too, don't let anybody fool you. Don't let anybody tell you that was a natural exit. These stars get threatened and they find out their family members, and then these people will threaten their family members. And sometimes these particular stars or political figures have to suicide themselves. That's what it's called. Now, moving forward today, these things that I'm saying, they don't come from me. I don't watch YouTube. I don't read the news. I don't watch the news. I don't read People magazine. I don't get lost in that bullshit because most of it isn't true. If I were to listen to all the truthers out there, they want to tell me Jeffrey Epstein is alive. I'm telling you, Jeffrey Epstein has been talking to me. The man is dead. And I will put that out there and put my reputation out there the same way I will put my reputation, I'm going to have to get this puppy out there, and tell you that Ray and Jewel Roberts, the personal chefs of Prince Rogers Nelson, were poisoning him for 18 months, approximately 18 months before he died, with arsenic, old school arsenic poisoning. It's easily detectable. The reason is because it gives you all the same symptoms that a person would have if they were to have AIDS. I got to get this puppy. I'll be right back. Put some questions up, guys, and let's go to your questions. Jojo, baby, come around here. Jojo, come on, boo-boo. Doesn't make Jojo look very smart. I was like, Jojo, you're supposed to look smarter, dude. We're on live. Anyway, let me see. Dee told me to let the F-bombs fly. Thank you, Dee. So I'll say it again for anyone who's just joining. I won't lie to you, but I probably will drop some language. Anybody who's offended by my language can move along. There's no need for you to comment. I'm offended by murderers. I'm offended, I'm going to say it. I'm more offended by people who know this shit's going on and don't do anything about it. I'm offended by people who know that Prince was murdered, but they haven't joined the 222 Justice crew. I'm offended by people that know how hard I've been working for justice, not just in Prince's case, but Lorenzen Wright. It goes back. I've been fighting for justice, and I'm still fighting for justice for Lorenzen 8 years later. This wasn't my first rodeo with Prince. God made sure I was ready for this. Okay, I've been working on cases for a long time. Hey guys, take it over there, babies. Sounds like Africa. Hey guys. Hey guys. You guys want to go out on the porch? This is Kevin and JoJo. Anyway, let me see. Going back. No, not my sweater, Joji. Please let go. Okay. All right. Okay, so going back to this, let me kind of check my notes. If they don't settle down, I'll see if they'll go to the porch. But if I put them on the porch, hey Kevin, can you lay down, baby? Most of the time, I'm trying to get them to play together, and now I'm like, can you guys knock it off? They're probably like, geez, Mom. For anybody who doesn't know, and you can look it up. Again, I'm not going to sit here and lie about it, but it's online. I was 100% accurate in the Lorenzen Wright case. For anyone who doesn't know, Lorenzen Wright is an NBA basketball star that was murdered. His wife set it up, but I gave them the initials and the names of the people involved, where they would find the gun, what state the shooters were from, and every single piece of that psychic evidence that I gave them. It's been proven. It's evidence. So that's another thing I wanted to talk about tonight is I'm not just psychic. Some people are intuitive, but I am what's called an evidentiary medium, which means that I bring through facts about a person or a case that are it's undisputable. It can be absolutely proven that I could not have known it, and it will be very specific, so that there's no way I could have pulled it out of a hat somewhere. Like the odds, mathematically and scientifically, it's impossible. It would be impossible to say that I guessed, okay, because the odds are crazy. So the fact that I knew that Prince did not eat dinner the night that he died, and I knew that. I have evidence all over the place, you guys, all over the place. Okay, I've got witnesses that I said it less than 48 hours after he died. I said, he didn't eat his dinner. They'll find it in the refrigerator. He didn't want to eat it because he did not trust his chefs. I was yelling it the first night Prince ever came to me, less than 48 hours after he died. Okay, now here's another thing to evidence that what I'm telling you is absolutely the truth. Nobody who makes this stuff up could recount the same story 3.5, 4 years later, just like in Lorenzen Wright's case. I'll never forget the Big Bill, the J initial, Mississippi, outside of Oxford. It was Shara Wright and Kenny Brown drove him to his death. Okay, I will never mix that up. I will never say the wrong state. I will never tell you the gun in the Nike bag was in this place and then get it wrong the next time. That's what people do when they have fabricated it themselves from their own imagination or their own intellect or what they think they know, or when somebody's lying. But since I don't do that, I just listen to him, and everything in my life, I try to think for myself as little as possible. I ask God everything. I even asked him tonight what colors to wear. Lately, because we're going into Warner Brothers, they want me in black and white. Those are fighting colors because those one-eyed bastards love the black, white, and red. Infinite love and gratitude. And the stripes, anything, because it's about the polarity. Okay, so going back to this, guys, that's another thing to evidence. My story has never changed, and it will never change. The very first person that Prince implicated in his murder was his sister, Tyka. He felt the most betrayal from her, and he couldn't believe the extent that she went to participate and to receive what he gave me the term golden parachute. I didn't even know what it was. And many of you who are watching here tonight witnessed that. You've seen the video and you knew, you could tell golden parachute. I didn't know it was in his songs. I'd never even heard Prince's music before. I'd not heard it. Kristen Huntington knows. She's the one who played the song for me and said, Abigail, the first time I went to Minneapolis, you have to listen to this song because he talks about golden parachutes in this song. And that was incredible for me. It's making me like tear up now because I needed validation. It was so scary to say these things. Every time I go into a case, it is terrifying, really. It's getting less and less these days, but it's very scary at the least to accuse somebody of murder. I didn't know his chefs. Why would I say that? Like if you think about it that way, like it's really ridiculous to think that I would just make it up. Who would just make up this story? It's the chefs in the kitchen with the poison pineapple juice, like I get it. And I understand why some people don't understand what I did and or think that I'm just kind of crazy and I made it up, because it's almost, I get it. I was 100% accurate in Lorenzen's case. How does somebody do that? How did somebody know? How did I know that Prince was with his personal assistant that night in a black SUV? I said that. And he was with Kirk. Kirk dropped him off that evening. Then I said, and I've been told that his chef wasn't the last person to see him. Okay, I'll always tell you guys when I wasn't 100% accurate, but his chef was the second to last person, Ray Roberts, to see him before he died that night. I think the last person was a security guy, and Prince did. I have witnesses to that too. Prince told me that he even sent home his security guard that night. He wanted to be alone. He was so angry because he had just come from Dr. Schulenberg's office, and Dr. Schulenberg told him from his blood work that it looked like he was being poisoned. Okay, guys? Now, do you guys have any questions? Let's go to your questions. But again, I've said this time and time again, you can go to the video that evidences this. You can go to my first video. I'm not going to apologize. I'm just going to tell you that I have a hard time listening to myself because I'm so all over the place. And especially back then, I was not a public person. I had never made a Facebook video. I didn't have a YouTube channel. God told me to do this because I had to make sure it was recorded, that I had evidence to the psychic information that was given to me about Prince. When I came forward with this and made it public, we didn't know no one knew what happened to him. We didn't know what was on the autopsy. Nobody knew anything. Nobody knew where he'd been that day. Nobody knew he'd been at a doctor's appointment that day, but I said all of that. I said he went to the doctor with his personal assistant. I said he was angry because of what the doctor told him about his blood work. He was suspecting his chefs of poisoning him, which is why he said he wasn't going to eat that food in the fridge. Can you guys see this story? So Prince just found out it looks like he's being poisoned. Let's not forget, Prince told other people, one of them being Kim Berry. I can validate that for 100%. And if you ask God, he'll tell you now. Kim Berry admitted that Prince told her on more than one occasion that he suspected his chefs were poisoning him. He wasn't trusting their food. That's why he did this to Ray. Ray admitted that this was one of the last things Prince did to him in that Associated Press interview that he did. Ray also admitted to making the juice that I said he made for Prince that night, the smoothie, the fresh fruit juice smoothie. It was a lemon juice sweetened with pineapple. The pineapples are viewed. They are in the pictures at Paisley Park when Prince died. There's pineapple in both fucking refrigerators. So, I had all these people like hammering at me for a year and a half at least. Prince hated pineapple, you lying bitch. I'm like, fuck. It's not what God told me. It's not what God told me. God dang, people. In loving gratitude. How do you know Prince hated pineapple? Apparently that's not true. It was in both refrigerators. So be careful what you think you know, because if I relied on what I think I know, I wouldn't have been able to receive the truth about what happened to Prince that night. And I know it's true. And now let's think about this. If I knew, and I did, and I have evidence to prove it, and 100 witnesses at this point, it's indisputable. If I knew that Prince was with his assistant in a black SUV at a doctor's appointment the day before he died, that he came home and wanted to be alone, that he would not eat his dinner, he would find it in the fridge because he did not trust his chefs, who he believed were poisoning him, that he did drink juice, that's proven too. Did you guys know that? It's in the investigation, that the juice glass was on his nightstand on the left-hand side of his bed in the white bedroom, just like I said, with the fur. I said, there's white fur in his bedroom and his nightstand's on the left-hand side of his bed. You can look at the pictures. It's all right there. If I got all that right, don't you think that the odds are in my favor that he was also being poisoned by his chefs and that his sister was the most integral person in setting all this up, and that Kirk Johnson and Judith Hill know exactly what happened to Prince Rogers Nelson, and so does Sheila E.? See, I got all those details right. How did I know about the juice? How did I know he didn't eat his dinner? How did I know he was with his assistant that day? I was living in Memphis, Tennessee. I didn't even know Prince died. Someone sent me a text that said Prince died. I thought she was talking about this kitten she had just gotten 3 days before, because the last time she sent me a text, she said, I just got a kitten. So I figured she named the cat Prince, and he died. No, I said, oh, you mean the rock star? And she goes, yes. Like, what, do you live under a rock, Abigail? Yeah, kind of. I try not to listen to the world so I can hear God. That's how it works. Everyone's like, Abigail, I can't hear my guidance. No, you're too worried about what people are thinking about you, and you're listening to what the world's got to say. You're not going to hear God. There's no time in between listening to those two things, trying to please people and listen to the world. Where would you find time to hear God? I'm flowing gratitude. And there's a big difference between psychics and what I do. See, the Bible warns against prophets and psychics. I mean, not prophets, I'm sorry. It does not warn against prophets. Cancel, delete. It warns against psychics. It's what I meant to say. And fortune tellers. It does not warn against prophets, and it tells you to talk to God. In fact, when Jesus died, his real name, Yeshua, when Yeshua died, he appeared first to Mary Magdalene, then to 2 people on the road, and then to all of his friends, for crying out loud, the apostles. And he told them, I'm leaving with you my soul, the Holy Ghost. That is the soul essence, your ability to communicate with me. Just call on me. I'll be there. Okay? Infinite love and gratitude. God's been trying to tell us this for 2,100 years, and now many of you know this. You've heard Prince. You feel his presence. Please reach out and also talk to Jay, because if you're talking to Prince and you were chosen by Prince, you were first chosen by Yeshua, and you were approved by the one, the only, our Father, aka Abba, which is exactly, Abba is what Yeshua called the Father. It's in the great book. So tired of people acting like what I do is so weird. It's not weird. It's what we're all supposed to be doing. So please get your divine hookup on, okay? And if you don't know what that means, then book a session with me. I can't make it any easier. For a while, I was giving free sessions away, free 33s to Facebook. I can't do that right now. But you guys can make a donation for $11, $22, $33, or $44. It's all it will cost you to get some time with me. Please donate what you can, because it all goes to Justice for Prince and justice for others, justice for Danye Jones, justice for Jordan Kirkendall, justice for people you don't have, Desmond Moore. I've been working these cases now for 6, 7, 8 years. Justice for Lorenzen Wright, because we don't have it yet. It's another cover-up by the FBI and the Memphis City Police Department, okay? One of the most crooked law enforcement agencies in the United States, Memphis City Police Department. Did I just say that? Yeah, I'll say it again. So, and this is what God has called me to do, and not just me, but we, us. And we have an incredible cohesive group of people that show up at these rallies, and people who've been supporting. And you guys, please, if you didn't get an invite, it's hard to click through 5,000 people. I got the people that I know have shown interest in rallies, people that Jay told me to click, people who've been to rallies before. But if you feel like you're called to come to a rally, please come join us at Warner Brothers. Okay, we're not going to let these guys relax. We know Warner Brothers is behind this. So we're going to be in Los Angeles September 20th through the 25th. Join us. Okay, you got to get your t-shirt order in the next 2 or 3 days, though, because we don't look like clowns when we go. We have a uniform. Okay, we've got professional signs. They are badass. If you didn't see the footage from DC, I should have brought some in and put them behind me. I'll do it next time, or I'll post a picture. We look the best. All right, and we should. We've been doing this 7 rallies now over 3.5 years. Okay, so we should look really good by now, because we have looked like clowns in the past. And I understand why people wondered why we were continuing the rallies. But I'll tell you what, I know why we're continuing the rallies, because God said so, and media is starting to cover it. And we have got to create a public outcry for this testing. Again, what I'm asking you guys to do, if I'm willing to stick my neck out, this is my entire reputation. I'm in my 50th year this go round in this life. I'm in my 50th year. I'm at my halfway mark. And I have put so much so much into this ministry and into my work. It did not start with Prince, and I will stake my entire reputation. I will stake J Project, the Justice Project, everything I do, that I've done to this point on that arsenic test. I know Ray and Jewel Roberts were poisoning Prince Rogers Nelson, and I have been asking repeatedly. I've gone to the FBI. I've got, just so you guys know, now the haters, they try to come up with something. None of it's true. So they're grabbing at straws now, like I care, but they're trying to say I did not go to the FBI. One time I went to the FBI and didn't have an ID with me, so I couldn't go in and talk to them. Do you guys really think I wouldn't go back? I went back. Does anybody really think that I would just let someone else go talk to the FBI for me and not go in and do that personally myself? No, I'm not like that. I do it all myself. I filed the lawsuit, with Kristen Huntington. She was with me, full of gratitude. But I went back to the FBI, and yes, I spoke to an FBI detective, an agent, in full of gratitude. He took all the little notes. They take the notes. We've done this 3 times. I've gone to Carver County. I've called repeatedly. I had 3 conversations with Detective Bill Meyer, who is now not even working there anymore. He just retired in the middle of the Prince case, retired in the middle of the most important case of his entire career, and that's not suspicious at all. Oh, please. In full gratitude. And Dr. Schulenberg just ups and moves his practice to another part of the state. Where the guy, I'm like, come on, you guys. Come on. Let's all wake up. In full gratitude. So let's go to your questions. I'm going to have to flip around to some different, I'll check YouTube. So put them up everywhere, and I will be looking, you guys. I'll be checking Twitter. Please know we all have the ability to communicate through psychically to God. And again, the Bible warns against getting your information. You know why? Because when you ask somebody for a reading about your future or your love life or your job, you are then putting your future in their hands. That's dangerous. That's why the Bible warns against that. So if you are going to look to an intuitive for help, you really want to ask them who their guide is, who's their right hand man. Okay, who are they working with? And personally, if they're not working with Yeshua, I'm not going to listen. I'm not going there. Infinite love and gratitude. I'm already talking to Yeshua, and so can you talk to Yeshua. So why would I take advice from somebody that's not as high up on the food chain? You see what I'm saying? On the angelic chain. Why would I listen to someone down here who doesn't know yet that they can connect with Yeshua and that they can go directly to the wisdom of the Father? You see? So if you guys have questions about that too, let me know. And I'm not preaching for Christianity. I will not align to any particular religion, and neither did Yeshua, neither did Jay, nor did he come to start a religion. So let me make sure that's clear as well. J Project does not align. It is not a religious group. It's a human rights group. It is a justice movement. Human rights of any kind, and it's a ministry. It's hands helping hands, hearts helping hearts, people helping people, and we believe that we are all the body of Christ. We follow the true teachings of Christ Yeshua. So that's that, guys, to make it clear. Anyway, let me stop there. Okay, please know your questions. Please keep them to the case. I'm not going to, nor am I even allowed, I'm not going to use this psychic nature and intuitive gift to talk about Prince's girlfriends or ex-wives or how many men Mai Tai had slept with. I'm not doing that, or his children. It's none of our business. This is about the case tonight, and that's it. I feel no need to prove myself anymore. Thank you, Prince Rogers Nelson. I've already proven myself. No, there's no psychic in history that has had 100% accuracy in any case. None whatsoever. And I have the same accuracy in Prince's case. We just can't get to the rest of the evidence, but I'm already over 90% accurate on details, very specific details about his last hours before he died that no one could have known. I even knew what types of drugs would be found, the triad of drugs that would be found in his system. And I have recently found out that the public has been lied to about his autopsy, just like I said in the first video and the second video and the third video that I made. Okay? And from gratitude. So the longer this goes on, the more we find out that I was right again. And again, what I'm asking you guys to do, take a risk with me. Take a shot. Go join the 222 crew. We need the money. These rallies aren't stopping. After this Warner Brothers rally, we're going to Merck Pharmaceuticals, because whether people know it or not, they are the ones who made the drugs that killed Prince Rogers Nelson. I know it. We know it. And we're going. Okay? Infinite love and gratitude. So please join the Justice Crew and help us. And what you'll be helping me to do also is to push this forward so that because I want to know if I'm right. Don't you want to know if I'm right? If I was right about all these other things, would pitch in. Isn't it worth $4 a month? $8 a month, 12 you can get on the Rebel Hearts Mystery Crew, and you can meet once a week. You can meet me on there, and I'll validate all kinds of stuff for your life. Influence Gratitude for $12 freaking a month. But wouldn't it be worth $12 a month just to find out if I'm right? If Prince's chefs, Ray and Jewel Robert, really did poison him, wouldn't it be worth it just for that? I mean, oh my God, we've all been on the rack, for God's sakes, for 3.5 years wondering what happened. So please, if nothing else, whether you believe me or not, whether you like me or not, whether you believe in psychics or not, doesn't matter. Invest, please. Join the fucking army so we can find out if I'm right or not. In fact, join if you want to see me proved wrong. I think the haters should be given $12 a month. I'll let them in the freaking Rebel Hearts. Anybody, even the haters, you want to give $12 a month? I'll let you in Rebel Hearts. I would think you guys should give to the Justice Crew, because you want to prove me wrong, right? So let me give you this challenge, haters. Anyone who doesn't believe me, anyone who thinks I'm crazy, I say you should give every month and help us push this forward so I can make a bloody fool out of myself. All right? Infinite love and gratitude. So give away, guys. Please go to Justice, the number 4, Prince.com and join today. Join the Justice Crew. What have you got to lose? Let's find out if I'm right. That's what I've got to say. Let me see. I think I covered my notes. I did. So let's go to your questions today. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, YouTube, for being here. Thank you, Twitter, for being here. Again, we've got the Justice Rally coming up. The next one is at Warner Brothers in Los Angeles. You guys, this is a badass rally. The signs are awesome. It's WBFU number 2. All right. We're going to be wearing red bandanas. Our shirts are badass. They're white with the black baseball sleeves. Anything on the bottom black. Shorts, skirt. You can wear a damn kilt as long as it's black. I don't care. Infinite love and gratitude. Okay. Yoga pants. Have at it. And then these shirts have the eye and the ankh. The ankh will be not the ankh. It's a Prince symbol. It's in purple, but then everything else is in black. We've got the triangle, which we turned over because it's all about the base with the all-seeing eye in the center. That's on the back, and it says, "I would die for you." We're keeping with it, just like we did in DC. And then it's got the website on the bottom, and the front is just the giant letters again, WBFU. We want these fuckers to see us. And we're going all over in this stuff, you guys. We're going to Universal City Walk as a group, and we're going to hand out bumper stickers. We're going to be at Venice Beach over the weekend. So we're coming in on the weekend so we can all, gather together. And so we're going to make a presence at Venice Beach. So if you're going to the rally, please order a t-shirt and a tank top, okay? And you'll see that on the event page, okay, where to put your name in, and let me know right now that you will be ordering t-shirts. Next step will be to get payment for those. There's no profit made on those whatsoever, guys, no profit at all. Not for J Project. It's just a process of getting them made. And we get payment for that, and your sizes, those t-shirts will be there for you at the Airbnb when you get to Los Angeles, okay? The Airbnb will be available on the 19th. The rally officially starts on the 20th, on that Friday, okay? And then we go home on the 25th. Our protest days are the 23rd and 24th. That's Monday and Tuesday, okay? Now, we're going to be protesting, meaning that I want to wear tank tops when we go down to Venice. I'd like everyone to be in their tank tops so that we are representing, and we'll bring a couple signs with us so that everybody's representing justice for Prince wherever we go around LA. All right. I also want to go through Hollywood a little bit and do some sightseeing with everybody, some things that we didn't get a chance to do last time, okay, because we were so busy. And we're now much more organized. We know what we're doing again after 7 rallies. This is our 9th rally, I believe. I think DC was our 8th. And I'm really proud of everybody. We've got people, and this is what's beautiful. The people who attend these rallies, they come back, even if they can't take the time off work or monetarily afford to go, to make every rally. Once they've gone to one, you get the bug, you can't help it. You want to go because it feels so good to get off your ass and actually do something about something instead of just, I'm sorry, but we're not going to save the world or get justice for Prince with Facebook posts. I don't care how many of us are posting. It's not going to work that way. We're going to have to get old school on them. And that's the message I got from God. All right, let's go through some questions. Paula O'Brien says, did you hear that people that take care of Graceland are no longer going to be watching over Paisley Park? Yeah, I did hear that it's going back to the estate. And let me go ahead and make the prediction. I just got chills, and it was told to me, this is something I said, I think in the second or third video that I did, that eventually Paisley Park will go to the city of Minneapolis. And I hope they do the right thing. My understanding is they will. A large part of the proceeds will go to children for music programs. I got a heart blast. You guys, as you're moving through the program tonight, do not take any truth from me. Do not take truth from anybody. You start lovingly demanding from this moment forward, if you were not doing so already, that you receive truth from God, the truth, because everything else is that person's truth. Okay, and it is some way manipulated or swayed by their beliefs. All right, that's why I work every day to be as objective as I can and get Abigail out of the damn way. That's what makes a clear channel. So going back to that, yes, I did hear that, but wasn't it interesting though that the same company, and that was Illuminati. The Illuminati murdered Elvis in Floritude as well. He's in what's called the 27 of the 144, the martyred, and that, yes, the same company that runs Graceland was running Paisley Park. Now it's back to the estate, which I find kind of odd. But what's going to happen is the people in the estate are going to get busted. The whole thing's going to fall down, and then Paisley Park will go to the city. It'll be run as a museum with proceeds going to children's programs for music and art. Also, I see it all the time. Some artist makes this beautiful metal fence, and there's artwork in it. So like there's a scene from, I have chills. There's a scene from like Purple Rain, like the motorcycle. So the fence is artwork all the way around, and it's making me cry. So that's how I know it's on the money. It's true. It's scenes like maybe from his albums, from his work, his artwork, Graffiti Bridge. Please give some love to Margot Chase. Oh, heart blast. Asked, she was murdered. She was murdered for what she knew about Prince. For anyone who doesn't know, Margot Chase was an artist that worked with him on Graffiti Bridge. Her plane went down just like John Denver in California. And I, without a doubt, I stand on my rock with that. I was given validation like you wouldn't believe that Margot Chase was murdered for her knowledge of Prince's murder. I believe she's one of the 5 women that he said knows. I believe she's one of the 5 women that knows what really happened to him. I believe Wendy and Lisa are 2 of them. I also believe Marva is one of them. I don't know these people at all. I'm not name dropping. I do not know them, and I don't seek to know them either. Infinite love and gratitude. I'm at that place in my life. If someone wants to know me, they need to look for me. I don't go look for anybody. I could care less. If I were seriously, I know enough people. And I'm seriously not impressed by someone's stature, their ability, power, I don't care. Do not care at all. Let me see. And all you gotta do, again, ask God if I'm telling you the truth, but I'm not gonna be lying here, you guys, because that's the other thing that happens when you tell any fibs. You get held up in the 4th dimension. You don't get to go right to your party when you die. And I'm not having that happen, you guys. I'm not waiting in any line to get into the party. I'm going straight in those gates. Got nothing. How is that? Do you have to be a perfect person to go home to heaven? No, which is really called Navaya. It's not heaven, it's Navaya. No, you do not have to be a perfect person to go home to Navaya, if love attitude, but you have to be transparent, hiding nothing and made reparation and peace with your past completely. So be working on that every day, you guys, if you want to be in the party with me, okay? You want to get held up at the gates? Because don't ask me to wait with you at the gates. I don't care how much I love you. Bye. I'll see you later. Alligator. After a while, crocodile. Okay, let me keep going. More questions, pop them up. They want to talk to. No, they haven't been arrested. Hey Terry, hey Laquita, how are you? Love to you. That's one seriously strong woman there, my girl Laquita. Send her some love, you guys. I really see very few people, her and Shelley Rourke, that come through the challenges God gives them the way these two women have. Like, they inspire me to strength. As soon as it's like Laquita, Shelley, Laquita. They're two of my major inspirational feminine inspirations. Strong people. Okay, let me see. Abigail, Benny says, you're the truth. Thank you, Benny. Received. I got chills on that. No one other can deny it. Thank you. So appreciate that. I really do. And I'm owning it. I'm humble, but I'm confident. It gets to a point where I'm like, how often do I have to be right? Like, and not get any fucking credit for it. Pardon the F-bomb, but you'd be mad too. Like, y'all would be mad too if you got it as right as I get it, and you never get any cred. Like, I get no street cred, babies. I get no cred. It's just getting tired of it, and then God gives me these cases all the time. I'm like, why? Nobody listens to me. If anyone doesn't know, when Prince first came to me, I told him he had to go find Jesus. And I told him he needed to get someone more famous than me, that no one would listen to me. I said, I think you need Sheila E. And he rolled his eyes at me big time. And I knew immediately he was not happy with Sheila. Ask God if what I'm saying is true. Ask God if what I'm saying is true. Ask God if what I'm saying is true. And I know what I'm saying is true because when I got into, I didn't mean to, but somebody threw me on Sheila E's page one day, and all these people started tearing at me, and she was on there. She was live. And someone popped me on her page. Makes sense? Like, brought me up. And so I went over to her page to see who was talking about me, and she was live. So we got into a typing altercation on Facebook. And that's when I always know someone's guilty, because she backed down too fast. A person who's innocent doesn't back down. A person who knows they have the truth doesn't back down. That's why I will not back down. I will not back down. They will have to kill me to shut me up. I will not back down. I will not stop doing the rallies. I will not stop doing the lives. I will not stop talking about Prince. And the rest of them, and Robin, and Kurt Cobain, and Chester Bennington, and Chris Cornell, and Whitney Houston, and Michael Jackson. I could sit here for the next hour naming you names of people that these one-eyed fucking motherfuckers have killed. And it's time that we all stand up and do something about it. So please join the 222 Justice Crew, because it's not just about Prince. And that's the other thing. It's like these people that, don't support her because it's not all about Prince. It has never been all about Prince. This is about, Prince doesn't want it to be all about Prince. This is about God first and foremost. God gave me that information on Prince's case and the information on Lorenzins because it witnesses my relationship, my psychic relationship and channel to him. That is first and foremost. Number one, numero uno, this is revelation, and it's time for all y'all to wake up and understand that you're psychic if you have not already. Now, with that said, that's number one. Number two, this has never just been about Prince. This is about fighting for artists' intellectual rights, their right to live in peace, their right not to have somebody wanting to kill them if they don't play and pay. Infinite love and gratitude. We're continuing the fight that Prince started. This was never meant to be all about Prince. God is using Prince's murder and the consequent justice that is forthcoming to witness the psychic relationship to God. Now, it's funny, one of the haters, Mary Jo Beth or Amy or whatever the fucker, Sonia, I don't even know this woman. She's trying to, it's so funny, she's like, and she's not even like an eloquent speaker or whatever. Oh, I'm a great speaker. Please. Do not, just because I drop some F-bombs, I have great command of the English language and love and gratitude, and I'm very smart. So with that said, and right now I sound like President Trump. That's so funny, and I think he's my dad. All right, let me go back to your questions. I'm just kidding on the dad part. Just kidding on the dad part. Questions, you guys. Why don't I see any questions? I'll jump to Justice for Prince now. I know it's probably because you guys on my page have been following this since day one. Here's a question. What about the results that Dr. Schulenberg brought to Paisley Park that morning? Yes, it's been verified and validated, and Kirk can't even lie about it. Dr. Schulenberg had a 9 o'clock appointment with Prince the morning that he was found dead, and he had paperwork with him. He had blood test results because he did further blood testing. All right, further blood testing. I'm telling you, Dr. Schulenberg probably knows Prince was poisoned with arsenic. All right, and again, he just ups and moves his practice mysteriously, and then after that, Detective Meyer retires. Okay, retires, just gives up his job in the middle of the most important case. So yeah, highly suspicious, right? Stuff going on. But yeah, so let me go back to the question. What happened to them? Very good question. Dr. Schulenberg doesn't answer any questions. He disappeared for about 3 or 4 months. Remember, after it came out that Prince had been there that day, he disappeared entirely. And then all of a sudden he popped back up in a new office, a new part of town or the state. And he was being charged with these trumped up, stupid charges. They charged him $30,000 for writing a script in Kirk's name instead of Prince's name. Those weren't even the drugs that Prince took that killed him. It has nothing to do with that. In fact, those drugs weren't found in his system, if I have it right. Let's see. Do we have to get a tank and a T-shirt? Either one. Ms. Carrie, you can just get a T-shirt if you want, babe. But we're going to be going to the beach, and I thought it'd be awesome if we all had tank tops over our swimwear when we went down to the beach, so we can keep representing. Okay. Pardon the puppy in the background, guys. That's JoJo. Let's see. Do you still think Hillary's a major player? 100%. A lot of people have asked this. Oh gosh, please, guys. A lot of people, because when I first came out, and please know when Prince died, JoJo. Hang on, guys. Kevin, give it to him. Give him that toy. He's like a big baby. He wants the toy that Kevin has in his mouth. So he's like yapping at him. Give me my toy. Okay, so going back to that, when Prince died, and now before this, I was working with clients all the time. We just lost Twitter because my phone doesn't stay charged enough. It doesn't charge enough. It basically sucks too much. Even though I have it plugged in, it happens every time. It still drains the battery. So I guess I'll have to try a tablet. Oh my gosh, JoJo, please. All right. As long as you guys can handle the puppy in the background, I'm going to try and think past it. Going back to this, where were we just, because someone just asked a question. Hillary, thank you. When Prince died, I didn't even know what the Illuminati was, you guys. When you want to talk about God, it kept me naive. I didn't vote. Okay, I voted one time in my life, and in that one time that I voted, okay, years ago, I realized the whole thing was a joke. I could feel that the energy didn't matter, that I was wasting my time. I could feel that intuitively. And so I do not vote. And God has validated for me over the years that he wouldn't have me participate. Just like I won't align with a religion, I will not align to a two-party system. There's no way to win. A two-party system was devised to divide us on purpose so that these people called the Illuminati, the cabal, the shadow government, and they're real. I didn't know about that. I knew that anybody who had a lot of power and who played in the political field was probably not, necessarily a good person, and that they, to some point they had to be fairly greedy to get where they are. I knew that Hillary Clinton was not a good person, but I had no idea how bad she is until Prince died. And God, it wasn't just Prince talking to me. Abba, Father God, started revealing things to me about the world. Many of you who've been watching my videos know I started yelling about Johnson & Johnson 3 years ago. I told you guys that Pence is a bad guy and he's a pedophile. That's finally coming out now. Vice President Pence. I said that before he was ever elected. I was yelling at the president. I said, please don't get someone other than Pence. What are you doing? And Tillerson. I told him Tillerson was a bad guy, and he got rid of Tillerson right away. So I've been making these predictions for years now. Many of you know that I predicted in July that there would be a terror attack before the elections. This is election year. Okay, says 2016. I said there would be a terror attack. It's a false flag set up by Hillary Clinton. That a terror attack will happen in New York right before the elections. And I even said September before the elections. I gave the exact month. That is how specific I am, you guys. I'm not talking about just working intuitively. I feel like you feel this way, okay? I feel like you should forgive your mother. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about evidentiary mediumship. That is what I am. I am an evidentiary medium and channel, also a prophet, which means I speak directly to him in flow and gratitude. And it is true what the book says. You don't get to Abba unless you go through Yeshua. You have to work with his energy first. And that's because there's a hierarchy in heaven. He's the best. And you have to work with everybody all the way up. And you get a little better, a little better, a little better, a little better. Then you work with the best. If you're going to be a swimmer, an Olympic swimmer, and you have the choice to work with your high school coach or Michael Phelps, who are you going to pick? It's very simple. Yeshua, he's Michael Phelps. Why does he have so many awards? Because he's a great swimmer. That's why. And you have to work with the best to get to the top. It's just the way it is. It's not about Christianity. You don't have to go to church and you don't ever have to tithe. But you've got to work through this spiritual hierarchy. It's just the way it is. It's required. So there's that. So is Hillary a major player? Yes, Hillary Clinton and the Queen of England both knew. They approved the hit on Prince. They approved it. They approved it. And in fact, Prince, Chris Cornell, Chester Bennington, there's other people here. Some of these guys go back. Gary Webb, Vince Foster, who's not necessarily a good guy, but he was killed by Hillary too, okay? Seth Rich, William Cooper, Daniel Best, and Max Spears are all Hillarys. They're all, and there's more. Oh my God, you guys, I could sit here for an hour and name you names. These are just the ones that are talking to me. Does that make sense? These are just the ones talking to me who tell me that Hillary Clinton is most responsible for their death. And I knew, because of the way Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington's spirits came on so strong. And you guys, I don't get all the answers the first time, always. In fact, never. I work on things just like an investigator does over and over and over again. And I go back in with spirit and I ask the question. I get with Jay and Dad and Prince and I go, all right, you guys, let me ask some questions so I come to a deeper understanding. And I work on it and I work on it and I work on it over and over again. And that's on any case that I work. Now, the first reading is always, that's the foundation that you always go back to and you don't ever waver, because the first reading is when God pulls you up highest. Okay, God can raise any human being's DMT levels at any time like that. He owns this body. It's not yours. It's rented. It's on loan. It's a lease. Infinite love and gratitude. And when I work on a case, he'll take me to that place. Sometimes it's just a little higher. In Prince's case, because it was so important for me to get it right, and this case was so important to the planet and also to my soul path and what I'm here to do. I was in what's called the pond for 5 days, 3 in a very heightened place, so that I could work on that level with him. I mean, go back to your question. So is Hillary a major player? Oh, 100. And she will. I believe it's 2021 that her and the Queen they're both going to die the same year. One will go home in September and one in November, I believe. Chills. I believe the Queen will go home first, and then Hillary will have a heart attack, they say, just like Tupac's mom, they say. It's not, they have a heart attack drug they can give people just like that. It's very easy. But Hillary's going to be murdered or suicided. I don't know which one, but if it's a heart attack, they'll probably get the drug in her somehow. And that's because they're worried that Hillary will sing like a canary, and they're worried about waterboarding and sodium pentothal, because they know that President Trump is going for military tribunals, military style justice. And I for one I vote for that. In fact, I would just waterboard her ass a few times for fun. I wouldn't even ask any questions. I'd just stand there eating a hot dog every time she came back up with my whatever beanie on. Fuck you, Hillary. She came up, I'd be like this eating a hot dog with my Justice for Prince shirt on. Oh, that's funny to me. Woo! All right, let's go back to questions. I love Willie. Thank you. Fuck them if they can't take a joke. That's what I say too, Willie. Because here's the thing: if somebody's bothered by you and you didn't mean to, it's their problem, not yours. Just keep moving, baby. Just dust the sand off your feet and on to the next town. You know what I'm saying? It's good advice. Did you hear Kirk plead the fifth to every question? Absolutely. Kirk would have to plead the fifth. Kirk knows everything. For anybody who knows now, this will sound a little weird, okay, but I have a unique ability to like the good parts in people, even though I see like the really shitty parts. So even though I think somebody should go to jail, I can still like them. Okay, so out of all these players, I like Kirk Johnson better than any of them. Way better than Judith. She's horrible. Her energy's horrible. That woman, oh God, I'd ship her to Mars so fast. Ray and Jewel, again, oh my God, they're privileged, just ego to the like overflowing. Can't stand either one of their energies either. Sheila E., oh good God, what a self-serving lie. She thinks so much of herself that she thinks she has a right to lie. I cannot stand Sheila E. I can't stand Morris Day. So I can tap right into their energy. Now, Kirk, I talked to for about 2 hours. That was just in one time on Facebook one night. So just through Messenger, Kirk and I spoke back and forth. I like Kirk. And Prince told me that he wants his friend to come back to the light. And Prince told, and the funny thing was, because I had told Prince before, Kirk, that whatever, and Prince had said to me, he's not so bad. Chills. Ask if what I'm saying is true. Okay, don't take it from me. And Prince loves his friend in a lot of ways. Does he feel the betrayal? Oh yeah. And that's what made him really mad too. But Prince realized that he had found God and others. You know, it's like that. It's like when Jay said, "Forgive them, Father, for what they do not know." And I think that Prince felt that way about a lot of the people around him. I got a heart blast on that. Hold on. Let me just pull it back. I'm getting used to coming on here and feeling the emotions without letting it totally overwhelm me. But it's really hard for anyone who channels. You'll know what I mean. It's your whole, it just swirls with emotion and it hits you in the face and it makes tears come out. And I've been looking like a fool and crying on live, and let it, and then the haters grab it and keep going with it. It's okay. I don't mind. I really appreciate it. The haters have made me really strong. I don't give a shit now about anything. I don't care about anything. Just wipe that out for me. But I do. It's like sometimes I feel like that special needs child, short bus rider for sure when I get on here, because you can look at little special needs when you're channeling because the emotion is so overwhelming. But so yes, Kirk, that's Kirk. I really like him. Again, Kirk knows exactly what happened, but he's not going to say anything. He doesn't feel like it was his fault. People around Prince feel like he shouldn't have. He knew what was coming. You don't cross these people if you're in the entertainment industry. And they were also mad at him because they felt like him by Prince taking a stand the way that he did for the light and for God and to not want to play with these people. It's like it was hurting them. It made them angry that Prince had to be so, what's the word, self-righteous. Who the fuck does he think he is? We just want to play music and make money and be famous. And so the people around him did not have the integrity nor the moral compass nor the relationship with God that Prince has and had. And I got a heart blast on that. That felt really good. That was from Dad. So I know that's true. There are some narrow minds out there who want this movement to be Prince oriented and nothing else. Prince wouldn't want it that way. but he was the impetus, not the end. Beautiful words, Miss Carrie. I love you, sister. I'm going to see you in Warner Brothers. Carrie and Kenny haven't missed a rally with my mean old ass since they came to the first Warner Brothers 2 years ago. They have not missed a single rally, and I love those guys. I love you guys, the people that have stood with anyone who's supporting. I love you, but there's something about the people that when we do these rallies together, and it forms a bond that is really incredible. And as you guys will see, for the most part, almost everybody that goes to the rallies goes back to the rallies. So if you check it by math and sciences standards, it's that one off or that two off for the few that have gone that don't like it, that are now over here in the hate group. They're the ones that have a problem because the numbers are not in their favor. Love and gratitude. Let's go back to questions. You guys put them up about the case, please. It's how I feel when I vote. It's a joke. Yes, it is. I'm going to go over to the other site in a minute. I'm coming to you guys. Justice for Prince right now. Prince is at peace. Yeah, but he's very much in the fight. Prince is at peace. Absolutely. He knows God's got a plan. He's already over all that. It took him just a couple days. It took him a couple days to work through the betrayal and the anger, but Prince ascended. He was always in the Father's lap. He's one of the highest, the oldest souls on the planet, and one of the highest ascended. Prince sits directly under Yeshua. And he's kind of neck and neck with Robin Williams. What that means is that they both died as martyrs. They both died for speaking their truth. They were both trying to help the people, inform the people, do the right thing with their fame and their iconic status. And they were both huge givers, and they both inspired people. This is what God loves, both Robin Williams and Prince, and so many others. But we're just talking about these guys because they're the two that made it closest to Yeshua. Okay, so Prince is huge, spiritually huge. He's a prophet. He's an ascended master. That got me. I'm going to stop there. So he's very important to God, and he's very important to the planet. It's another reason why I say we all have a right to use his music and his symbol and anything in his image he would want us to. Prince is a prophet. It's a religious argument. He is responsible for saving people's lives and inspiring people to new lives. He's breaking addictions. He is responsible for so many children that play instruments and express themselves creatively. There are people all over the planet that love who they are just a little bit more because Prince lived. So he is a religious symbol. It's a religious symbol, and his music is spiritual, and we all have a right to use it. And so I will tell the estate and anyone else, fuck you. There you go. Fuck you. We'll use it all. We'll use it all. We use it at Warner Brothers. We use his image. We will use Kurt Cobain's image. We will use Bob Marley's. We'll use Nipsey Hussle's. I can tell you we have permission from every one of those people from the other side because you do not die. Infinite love and gratitude. So you guys use away. Use all of it. They would want us to, especially when it's to bring justice and inspire people to peace and to self-love. Did Taika know that Ray was poisoning Prince? Yes, 100%. She's part of how Prince got set up with the chefs. She's part of the whole plot and plan. That's why, if you guys remember on the video, I told you guys that she would receive a golden parachute. She would have I literally said this. I said she will have a reality TV show, but don't worry, it won't go anywhere. That happened. Okay, it didn't get past the pilot. It already happened. So, and I laid out a bunch of other stuff that she would do with this golden parachute she got, but nobody wants to watch her on TV and nobody wants to listen to her sing. So it's not going that well for her. But certainly Warner Brothers gave her everything she asked for. But they can't make people like her, That's the problem with the Illuminati. They want to create these stars, but they can't make people like people. They really can't. And they can't create the talent that Prince had. There's these certain people like Michael Jackson, George Michael, Prince, these iconic stars that the Illuminati could not reproduce or produce in any way, shape, or form. They cannot create it. It's born. It is God-given, and it is since it's a God thing, that means again that no one has the right to own somebody's life story or their image or their intellectual property, be it a story or a book or a poem or a song. Questions, guys, let's do it. I've always thought Prince, because the songs he sang, when did he get away from all that? I've always thought Prince sang like possessed. Answer the devil. When you really learn Peace Glow, that's a really good question. When you really learn to love God, you're gonna go. That's why Jay told Lucifer to get behind me. You got to go into the dark. You got to go into the dark. Like Prince told me, Prince did everything. Prince had orgies, major sexual experiences. Prince had more sex in a year than some of us will have in a lifetime. Prince and sex, drugs, rock and roll. He tried it all, and then he went way over to the other side. He said to me one time, Abigail, how do you think I knew how to choose the light and how to choose God? He said, how to make those choices, because I experienced it all. So, and here's the thing, when you really love God, that's why a lot of people get confused by me. I'll talk about Lucifer. I work with Lucifer. He doesn't scare me, and I don't believe in the devil. And if we're not, willing to talk about all things without judgment, because that's how God does it. God loves a serial killer. God loves Hillary Clinton, and love and gratitude, who's a serial killer, basically. But anyway, going back to that, so it's okay to walk through the dark. In fact, one time Father God said to me, he said, sweetheart, it's okay to dance with the devil. Just don't let him fill your dance card. It's okay to dance with Lucifer, but don't let him fill your dance card. You got to go wander to those places and be willing to look at the dark side of yourself so that you can find forgiveness for yourself and have it to give to someone else and come to that place of objectivity. I've worked on it for years. I'm 50 years old, and I've been here for a few years now. But again, I can see that someone should be in jail. Okay. Another thing that's interesting, because I know I'm talking to Epstein, okay, or Epstein, or whatever it is. I mean, will I ever know 100%? Not in this moment, not until, something comes out to really validate it. But I got some guy talking to me, and what's funny is I kind of like his energy. It's the first thing he told me, because I said, is it Epstein like Frankenstein? And I heard this voice go, hey, now, I wasn't that bad. Okay, and then I got chills down my right, and I was like, oh, shit. And he's right. He said, if you met me, you would have liked me. And I could tell he's very intelligent, very charming. Did he do horrible things? Did he deserve to be in jail for sure? For life? Absolutely. Absolutely. He's been sex trafficking children, for God's sakes. He ran Love Island over there, where they're performing satanic rituals, rites, and murdering people. So should he be in jail? Yes. But was he a charming and intelligent guy? Absolutely. With a great sense of humor? Yeah, both things are true. Anyway, so, why would, Prince have been in that place? And you realize he was signed at 17 years old. So, of course, he's going to get into that sex, drugs, rock and roll, AC/DC, Back in Black. I mean, shoot, I love to listen to that stuff sometimes. I love to listen to rap, to even some really hardcore stuff sometimes. I like to listen to people's anger. It gives me a feel for, a better understanding for that person, that artist, or where they came from. So it's not about hiding from the dark or shunning the dark. It's about light and dark working together, guys. Just like in the elements, that's no joke. And in that process, and when you have no fear of the dark, then you've already won. You've already won, because God has no judgment, and we are all good and bad. We are all good and bad, and none of us hit the mark. None of us are going to hit the mark. And here's what I love about it. Prince was not always a perfect person, but look how much he was loved by God and how high he sits after death. So that shows all of us that we should all be striving towards sainthood and to be a master. Every single one of us, it's an attainable goal. It doesn't matter what we've done in our past. It is an attainable goal. It truly doesn't matter what you've done in your past. Look at it. Look at it in a real way, and then forgive it, and then offer that same forgiveness to other people and keep moving. Fred Green, the best thing you can do, trust Jesus Christ as your personal savior. 100% on that, Fred. I won't do anything without him, anything. And anything he asks me to do, I will do, including giving my life gratefully and gladly. Gratefully and gladly. It's the greatest thing ever. What I would say again, though, is that, I'm not talking about fortune tellers and psychics. I'm talking about being a channel and a prophet, talking directly to God. So I just want to make that clear. And I don't do readings. I do sessions. I work as a healer, and I work under Jay's guidance, Yeshua's guidance. To little brother, father, love Prince more. Is that? Oh, you mean Taika, baby? Taika was always jealous of her brother, yeah, and her father loved Prince more. 100 on that. Taika's been jealous their entire life. She was jealous because he's prettier, and he's more talented, and he had a better personality. Prince was never awkward. It was like Prince was born comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Is an awkward bird, man. So there's always been that conflict there in jealousy. 100%. 100. I don't know what Fred said. He said, which God? There's only one God, Fred. There's only one God. That's Abba, the same one that Yeshua talked about in the Bible. In fact, Yeshua in the Bible came to tell us that we could all communicate with him. These and greater things you too shall do. He called him Abba, which means daddy in the Hebrew language. And he came to tell us 2,100 years ago that we could all speak to the divine essence and get the wisdom from Father God. In fact, the Bible talks about it over and over and over again. There's passages in there that talk about asking and ye shall receive, ask the answer and you'll receive it, knock and the door will be opened. A light is not put in the closet, it's put on the table for all to see. It's all about revealing, giving the information. We were all meant to have free will and free choice, but it was meant to be paired with divine guidance so that we could weigh our options and make that choice from a place of wisdom and intelligence. And because we don't have that psychic connection to God, again, I'm not talking about using it as a fortune teller. Going back to, so anyway, I don't want to stay there. Let me go back to the case, but that's important stuff to talk about. No questions on the case. Thank you, Scott, for that. Let's see. Let me jump over because I've been ignoring them and I don't mean to. I'm going to go over here, guys, to Justice for Prince group. Hey, guys, I'm going to go back to the top and read questions from here because I'm thinking you guys have more questions. So I'm now on Justice for Prince. Thank you for being here today, you guys. In the bed Prince slept in. I'm with Cal E. Gamble. Slept in before he died. There was a water bottle and Welch's grape juice bottle there. I think the walls are green. I don't remember. Cal, I would dispute that 100 times over. Prince was in his white room the night that he died, and there's a lot that's been lied about. His body was moved as well. That's not where he was. Prince died upstairs, not downstairs outside the elevator. Prince died upstairs and very near where the stairs were, I think outside his bedroom. He was trying to get downstairs to the little kitchen. He was going to write a note and put the food out. He wanted people to test that. And I think Dr. Schulenberg, to the best of my interpretation, Dr. Schulenberg was supposed to take the dinner. That's why Prince left it in the refrigerator untouched to have it tested for the arsenic poisoning. But none of that happened, of course, because they dosed him. You can look in the investigation, and I said that the juice was in a very tall glass. Prince has a glass, which they talk about. His chef, Ray Roberts, admitted to the juice, the smoothie that Prince did drink that night before he died, but the dinner that he didn't eat, exactly as I said, less than 48 hours after he died. How would I know that? And the juice glass is in the investigation. So the juice that he drank is mentioned in the investigation. And there's an actual, it's like a martini glass on a tall stem. And again, I don't get every detail right, but I may have specifically said it's in a very tall glass, of juice. And there was more of this juice in the pitcher. And the drugs were in liquid form that were poured in the juice. And they didn't realize you only needed 3 drops to kill somebody. That was overkill, I said, which has been validated. There were enough drugs in Prince's system. Some people say to kill 14 people his size. I had said an adult size elephant. Some people say a herd of elephants. because one of the drugs that was found in his system wasn't even on the market yet. Cool. I also knew the type of drugs and that there would be 3 found in his system. And that was, we had to wait 3 or 4 months for that to be validated. Let me see. Nate says also his jacket thrown on the 2nd floor landing at Paisley seems strange. Was there a struggle, a fight, or was he totally alone? I got to go with my original read. I can always be wrong, but I'm responding to Nate. My understanding is he made sure everyone, he was very specifically told me that he kicked through everybody out, even the security guard whom he trusted. Even the security guard whom he trusted. The security guard that he trusted the most, I feel like I'm supposed to give a shout out to Romeo. Prince said Romeo was the only person that he knew he could trust for sure in these last few days. He told me Romeo wouldn't even, like, would take nothing. He would pick up a guitar pick, put it back down. He was very, very, very respectful of Prince's space. But I don't think it was Romeo that was there that night. It was somebody else. But anyway, going back to that, my understanding from Prince is that he came home more angry than he'd ever been because Dr. Schulenberg told him that it looked like he had heavy metal poisoning and that someone had been poisoning him. And he'd been suspecting it for months. So imagine when you get validation on what you've been suspecting and you're pissed. You are pissed. Okay, now the really crazy part is then you got to imagine Kirk was with him in this appointment. So here's Kirk who's lying. He knows Prince is going to die. They're going to get him. See, in Kirk's mind, there's nothing he can do. He can't stop it forever. And they're eventually going to get Prince. Okay, so he doesn't want him to get him, and he wants to continue being a working musician. So he's going to keep his mouth shut. So that whole day, can you imagine? Here is Prince watching. I mean, here's Kirk watching Prince see. He's watching this unfold, and he knows that Prince is onto it, that Prince is just steps away from revealing this. And Ray and Jewel Roberts would have been arrested. Okay, and Prince would have still been alive had he not drank that juice that night. People say, why would he drink the juice if he didn't trust the food that he didn't eat in the refrigerator and he thought his chefs were poisoning him? Because he watched Ray make it. Then people say, well, then how did Ray get the drugs in there? Because it'd be so easy. When I tell you, like, this would be a tiny vial, 3 drops of this stuff, it would have been easy for him to sneak it in there at some point. And so that is my understanding. I still do not know, because once you get this science that I do, working with your psychic intuition down to a 50-50, it becomes really hard to validate, especially if I don't have some way to prove or disprove what's coming through. So I don't know to this day whether it was poured into the juice after being made or whether the drugs were injected into the lemons and the pineapple before it was squeezed. Okay, because I do believe the juice was made right there at Paisley Park. Let me go back. So again, I believe he was totally alone. The jacket there, I really don't have an answer for that, nor did I really know about the jacket. If there was a fight or a struggle, I believe it was with 2 other people. It could have been Kirk and someone else, and I believe it was after Prince had died. And I just got light chills on that. So I don't know if I have that completely accurate, but light chills means I'm in the right zone or the right track. But I do believe that there was a fight or a struggle that went on in Paisley Park, but I believe Prince had already died. Again, because Prince was very specific to me about how he wanted to get downstairs to the kitchen that was right downstairs, and that's been validated. I've never been in Paisley Park, but other people that have validated that. And also, I also knew that there was a tea station where you could make tea, and there was a drawer with spoons. I had people who've been in Paisley Park a number of times who knew it very well tell me that all of that was true. I even knew what drawer, the second to the last drawer in the kitchen that had the spoons in it to make your tea. And again, all that's been validated. How did I know that? How would I know that? Yes, the jacket. Cal says, I've been trying to figure out his steps before death. Did he take off his jacket to go to sleep, took the pills and felt sick? It's my understanding he was in his jammies or had changed into his nightwear. Prince, I think Prince slept in the nude quite a bit as well. He would wear his socks to bed sometimes. He did tell me that because of the cold feet. And he didn't drink the juice until later going upstairs. I see it on his nightstand. And I also knew, and this is validated, I said it less than 48 hours after he died, I said he was working on an Apple laptop computer on his bed, and he made phone calls to his friends. They say he doesn't have a cell phone. I still say that's not true. I still say it's not true. I believe he had a secret private cell phone. I wish they would run a record. I wish I could investigate this for these dorks over at Carver County. They should know every cell phone that was pinging at Paisley Park or off that near the cell tower near there. They should have every one of those phone numbers and trace every one of those phone numbers to every person that the account belongs to find out who was talking to who that night. We also know that Kirk Johnson was communicating with Sheila E. at like 3 a.m. Prince would have already been dead. That's what I say. I say Prince was dead at 12:30, and I don't believe that they're accurate on that. They called his time of death at like 9 in the morning when they found his body. That wasn't the time of death. So let me see what else. Did he take off his jacket, go to sleep? He took the pills. It wasn't pills. They put the liquid in the juice. He was drinking the juice that he watched Ray make. And then he started feeling sick almost immediately. It was overwhelming. He could tell that he wasn't going to make it out of this one. I went to the elevator to try and get help, but from what I've heard, he sent everyone home. No way to get to. Some say Kirk found him, cleaned him up, and placed him there. I know it baffles me to the end why they moved him, but I'm as sure as I can be that they moved his body and cleaned him up. And here's the thing. The other thing that's weird about this investigation is why didn't they have a doctor more involved? These cops aren't qualified, and even the paramedics that are there. But anyone who would know, and I've checked with several doctors on this, okay? And with that, one of them being Cyril Weck, who absolutely agreed with me that he was murdered, that he would not have knowingly taken this level of drugs. Cyril Weck said that he had never seen the level of drugs in one human being before, had never seen it. So going back to where I was, he drank the drugs. Wait a minute, now I kind of forgot where we were. Going downstairs, the amount of drugs that were in there. Oh shit, I lost my train of thought. So ask a question if I don't come back, but it'll probably come back. Oh, why they cleaned him up. I got it. If you were to take those drugs after dying, he would have asphyxiated. He would have thrown up. So there would have been vomit on him with the level of drugs that were in his system. And again, I've had doctors tell me, yeah, 100 on that. And so, for him to have been all cleaned up and in those clothes and his cute little hat, I don't see a hat on his head when he's in bed, any of that. So somebody definitely dressed him up. And that's the other thing I thought was weird. You could even tell by the way his arms were positioned and things like that. It was a very unnatural looking, death scene. So very, very weird there. I'm sure he was placed at the elevator, hence Let's Go Crazy, yeah. And the Illuminati is big on that, on those symbols and signs. And I think in this case, they made a lot of mistakes because of it. But yeah, they really like to adhere to their little signs and symbols and see if we'll pick up on it. Yeah, the jacket doesn't fit. It's really weird. I'll work on it, you guys. And I'm going to, if something comes to me, and often that's how I do it, being psychic isn't about instant answers all the time. Sometimes it drops right down. Sometimes it doesn't. So I'll stay open. And again, I'm going to come on here more often and and talk more about Prince and take more questions. I really, as I said, just realized that I haven't made myself very accessible to people, and that many people don't even know about the videos that I made. They have no idea. And all they hear is the hate group hype or whatever that is. And I kind of stay away from the public view and live and stuff like that. I really am a person that I really like to just do my work. But I've also realized that to bring this home, I'm going to have, I got to step out and be more public and answer questions to get this done. And not just for Prince's case. I've got cases I've been working on 5, 6, 7, 8 years for people and not just famous people. Most of the cases I work are not famous people. This is my passion. It's what I do, and I'm very good at it. I'm telling you, if you guys saw, I nail these cases down. I'll get the car right every time in the case. For some reason, it's a little game I play with Dad, but he'll give me the type of car that the main perpetrator drove. And so anytime I get a car, man, we match it to the person and it fits like that. And it's amazing because then I know, makes sense without a doubt. It's what it does is it gives me the oomph to go ahead and accuse the person of murder. So again, I've been working cases now for 9 going on 10 years, and I work them nonstop. I work 7 or 8 at a time. Can you read Prince? We miss him. Susie, yeah, babe, remember though, he can hear all of you guys. He can hear your thoughts. He hears your heart. He hears your heart. It's really beautiful. Something that Father God said to me one time, but it's, for all of us. One time he said, sweetheart, he said, come down out of your head. He said, I hear you up there clanging and banging around with your thoughts and your fears. And then he said, I would not be caught dead in your head. So he said, people go, how do you know that's God? Because I know I didn't say it, and it makes me laugh, right? But he said, I would not be caught dead in your head. That's what he said. I care not for your thoughts and your fears. He said, come down to your heart, to the hearth room. He said, because I would listen all day, and all night eternally to the song of your heart. So he won't be caught dead up here listening to this bullshit. But God will listen eternally all day and night to the song of your heart. Isn't that beautiful? So Prince can hear you. He can hear you thinking. He hears you playing his music, and all you got to do, open that imagination and let him talk back to you and believe it. And I'm telling you, you'll just keep trusting and keep going, and anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. It takes a lot of work, though. If you want to be good at it, it's like you want to be good at playing guitar, then you better pick it up and practice every day. That's what it takes. And it takes a lot of bravery to be good at being psychic. That's why most people don't do it. The hardest part about using your psychic guidance, your intuitive abilities, is that being brave, because you're not, no one's going to prove it for you. You got to step out on a limb, baby. You got to do it. Let me keep going. The jacket and the glove on the floor is the same jacket and glove as a photo with him in Judith Hill. She locked him out of Peasley in the prize. Our connection there. I feel maybe he was leaving some kind of message by dropping him on the floor. What I can say in this moment is I got chills when I read the part when you said he was leaving some kind of message. I don't know whether it was him leaving the message or somebody else leaving a message. It would be like Prince to do that, though. Prince was big on that, not saying it and seeing if people would figure it out. And he was definitely trying to leave messages before he died with the time. One thing I'm very good at is feeling the emotions of a person at the time of their death. And Prince was very calm. He knew that they got him this time. He knew he was going home, but he was in a way racing. He was hoping that he could get downstairs to implicate Ray and Jewel Roberts. He didn't make it very far at all. That's why, people would say, well, then why didn't he make a phone call or this or that? I know somebody out there says he did make a phone call and that she talked to him before he died, but I don't get that. I don't get that. Some people think you're crazy. I don't. I like you. Thanks, babe. Keep up with the people that think I'm crazy either don't know me, or I didn't tell them what they wanted to hear. Lots of people, and that happens with anybody, but especially with what I do, and because I come into contact with so many people. I mean, I'm constantly meeting people, and for the most part, the people who get to know me like me. I'm good with that. I like me. Am I perfect? Oh no. I'm as fucked up as anybody and more than many, broken, scarred, you name it. I've been through the mill. That's how I got here, It's how I have empathy for other people, how I have empathy. It's a struggle, man. If people haven't been through enough struggle, I don't trust them much, So, but it makes you a little edgy. Am I edgy with this? Yeah. The thing I would ask is, like, if everybody could imagine what it would feel like to have known all of these details about what happened to Prince before he died, and then have nobody listen to you. And I have the burden of truth, that I carry all the time. And it makes me angry because I don't understand, like, how could, if you fine, think I'm crazy, but I'm right, I'm accurate. You'd be crazy too. You'd be angry too if you knew all of this and you knew it was right and you couldn't get people to listen to you. And I'm like, why would I be wrong when all these things I said were right and I have the proof? It's been so incredibly frustrating. Now, I don't have patience with people who lie. And when I say lie, I mean like a lot of people, will call up or say they want to have a session and they don't really want that. They just want someone to tell them what they want to hear. They don't really want to change. They want to be pacified, or they want me to make them feel good about themselves. I don't do that. And anybody who functions as transparently as I do is going to have people think they're crazy or not like you. And I take it as a compliment now. I really do. I think that's okay. It's all right if they don't get me. It's okay if I made them mad. I don't ever intend to make any. Well, let me not say that. Sometimes I intend to make people mad, but only if they fuck me over first. Then you don't want to mess with me at all. Up till that point, but I won't ever swing first. But if somebody swings at me first, I promise you I'll be the last one swinging. I promise you that. With like Aries fire and Scorpio water, both. Love gratitude. So swing at me first, and then I'll go down. Other than that, I'm nice. You don't have to agree with me. You don't even have to like me. You can be an asshole. I'm still going to be nice to you. All right, let's go back to the case. But it's good to get this out because this is one reason, that I wanted to come on here. I realize that people are just, they don't know. They don't know about the video. They don't know who I am. They don't know what I did. They don't know why I'm yelling about Prince being murdered or why I'm angry. It's like, so I'm going to come on here and do it again. Who were then the 5 women again? I believe, I'm not sure I have them all down, but it's Margot Chase, Wendy, Lisa, I believe Marva, and I really don't know the 5th. And again, it's, I just got to go back to that original read when I was in that really altered state. I remember Prince telling me there's 5 people, and I believe they're all female. Maybe it's that the 5th one is masculine, and I'm not getting it completely right. But there are 5 women, he told me, and he shows me these 5 jeweled boxes, and he talks to me a lot about Spain, a house in Spain, not the one he owned with Maite. He said he wouldn't go back to that house because she had an affair with somebody there, not once, but twice. Mm-hmm. And that's the one thing with Prince. He would forgive almost anything, but you can't lie to him. You can't lie to Prince. And I understand that. I'm the same way. It's not going to work. I'm not in a love relationship or business partnership after that. It's done. I cut it. I'll stay your friend in a distance, and I'll help you if you need it in times of trouble, baby. But we're off. The moment I find out somebody's lied to me, ding, in love gratitude. So with that said, going back to who were the 5 women, again, I'm not sure. You know the song 5 Women? No, I didn't know he had a song. And Nathan, I wanted to tell you, thank you so much for sending me those songs. I meant to shoot you a message back. When you type a message and then you get sidetracked and you never send it. I did that one day and then I never got back to it. So I'm glad you were on here so I could tell you that. And I'll listen to that music. You just don't know. And I just let the tears fall. Nate sent me 2 Prince songs. You guys, I still don't know Prince's music. And for many different reasons, I still haven't listened to it. One day, and I hope it's on the victory trip that they said that Father God said I get to go to Hawaii after we get justice for Prince. I hope I'm not in my 80s or 90s when this happens. I hope it's a little sooner than that. I still want to be bikini ready. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm trying to hold, keep everything up and stay a little youthful while we're waiting on this justice. Holy shit. If love and gratitude, the only thing that's successfully happened for me in the last few years is my face is successfully making its way to the floor. But with that said, I hope I get to go to Hawaii for the victory thing, and then I'm going to listen to Prince music nonstop. I just want buds in my ear, and I want you guys to just send me all of it. And I want to hear it. But I think that it's helped me stay clear. The other thing that happens is when I listen to his music still, even today, 3.5 years later, look, it's making me cry now. It makes me cry. I don't care if it's Little Red Corvette or the later awesome stuff. Not that Little Red Corvette's not fun, but to me, this other stuff is Prince, his prophet stuff. And so anyway, the other reason is I just got to hold it together most days. And I also have wanted more stuff to be able to come in. I don't know that I want to know that much about Prince yet. I didn't know anything about him when this started, and that's what allowed me to be a clear channel. So no, I don't know the song Five Women. Will you send it to me, Nath? Because I would love to hear it. Oh, God bless you, Kath. I love you, sister. Thank you. Your energy is amazing. So please know that's Kathy. Your energy is very reciprocal, and I appreciate you so much. You guys haven't said it in a while, and I don't like to ask for money, but we really need it. And I need this ministry, and we don't want a lot, just 222, 444, 888, or 1212, and you're in the Rebel Hearts a month. If you want to do the 22 a month, it's just a 6 month, and then you can drop it back down. But $22.22 a month, that's the max that we ask for a monthly pledge. And the reason is because God asked me to do it that way. We work on a budget when we go to it's not a luxury vacation. We only had one toilet and 13 people on our last rally. You guys, you want to get close to people, you want to really bond with some folks, come to one of our rallies. Share a toilet with 13 people, and they will be your brothers and sisters for life after that. You'll be close forever, eternally. And you're in the fight together, so it really builds a bond, it's incredible. But again, going back to that, we don't want to ask for a lot of money because I know there's enough people on the planet. We don't need to take a lot from one person or have somebody extend themselves like that. We need there's enough of us. We just need everybody. And again, even if you don't like me or you don't believe in psychics, then give $444 a month just so we can get this show on the damn road, create a public outcry, get this arsenic test and find out if I'm right or find out if I'm wrong. Again, I love my idea. If you're on the hate group and you're here watching tonight, because I know you guys are, then donate to the crew, man. Give the 1212. I'll even put you in the classroom, and we can get this show on faster. Because wouldn't you love it if you find out I'm wrong, and then you can just throw that all over social media. She was wrong, because y'all are lying about the rest of the stuff. So please find something truthful to slam me about. Although I don't know how they would find anything. I'm too honest about who I am. Queen of England wore purple. Thank you, Nath. The day that it was her birthday, the day Prince died, he died on the Queen's birthday. Like, that's a coincidence. And she was wearing purple conveniently. She can say it's because it's royal and all that. Up your ass, Lizzie Lizard Breath, asshole. She's horrible. She is a despicable, horrible woman. And hey, to the UK and my British friends, I love you guys. But this idea of having like royals is so antiquated. You guys should it's kind of embarrassing at this point. Like, do you guys really do this? You like kiss her ass and her ring, and I literally, there's like plaques around that says that she owns the fucking geese and the flowers and the trees and the fucking air. Like, and you have a song that you sing to this woman. I mean, that's just crazy as shit. So can we change that and get rid of the royals altogether? A bunch of inbred pedophiles is what we've got going on in the castle, and all that's going to come out, I'm telling you. But anyway, let's go back to this. Yes, it was the Queen's birthday, and she was not only wearing purple, but she had a special beer made for her birthday called Purple Rain. Purple Rain. Coincidence? And then not long after Prince died, Hillary Clinton, because Prince was going to come out and talk about a lot of the shit that had to do with her too. In lower attitude, Hillary Clinton used his music for one of her fucking fundraising things before the election. No joke. Like, it's ridiculous. I have no issue with Kirk personally. I feel he was wrapped up in a bad situation. Not sure if his intentions were bad or dark. Not so. Yeah, it was a bad situation. You know what I've always said, and I've taken a lot of fire for it. But the thing is like, I'm tired of this. It's like, you're bad if you know something, you know Prince was murdered, but you're going to lie to keep your fame and your money, then you're bad. And they, well, Abigail, I'm trying to save my life. I'm trying, you know how many people have told me I got to keep my family safe, Abigail. I can talk to you about it, but don't use my name because I have to keep my family safe. So you'd rather raise your children in a world like, and do nothing and raise your children in this world. So what, put your children in the entertainment industry so they can be controlled by this gang too because you wouldn't stand up and do something? Well, I don't want to die. Well, neither do I. Neither do any of us, but that's not a good reason to do nothing. It's not a good reason to do nothing. We've got to speak up and say something. So is Kirk a bad guy? Yeah, because he didn't do anything. And he's going to keep playing music instead of talking about what really happened to Prince to save his own neck. He doesn't want to die. Okay, I get that. Well, I don't want to die, Abigail. Okay. And I guess I shouldn't expect everybody to live like a hero. I'm trying to work on that. I used to get mad, it's my choice. It's my choice to pick up a sign. It's my choice. I'm sticking my neck out there, and the people who stand next to me are sticking their necks out there. Any crazy person could come by, shoot somebody, shoot us, try and poison one of us, try and poison all of us. I've got a hate group now. Did I want all this? Not really. But do I want justice that bad? And do I want the world to change? Yes, I do. So if it means my life and, then so be it. And I mean that ask. I don't want to stay here like this. And I sure as shit can't stay here knowing that Prince was murdered and do nothing about it. And not just Prince, Chris Cornell, Chester Bennington. It runs through my mind. Danya Jones, Desmond Moore. It's my passion. It's what I was put here to do, is to fight for justice. That's my passion and truth. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. Let's get some more questions. No, he's not really a dark person. He's a liar and a coward. Kirk is a liar and a coward, and I've told him so. But I like him. I like Kirk. I like him. In fact, he's kind of a sexy motherfucker. Prince told me to say that. I don't know if they have something together in that song or not. And I see Prince rubbing on his bald head. Did Prince do that to Kirk? Can anybody tell me? Because I see him going like this on his head, and then he just told me to call him, but he's kind of a sexy motherfucker. Did you hear that, Kirk? I'm going to second that motion. He is kind of a sexy motherfucker. If ever, Kirk, you don't by any chance do yoga and ride a motorcycle, do you? Anyway, let me keep moving. I can't date someone that's not honest, so that's never going to go anywhere, even if he does do yoga and rides a motorcycle. That's okay. I'm sure he's going like this right now. Can you imagine if that hit the social network? Kirk Johnson and Abigail Noel are dating. And on that note, would someone please let Amy Morrison know that she is not going to turn me? I'm not gay, okay? I'm not gay. Infinite love and gratitude. Amy Morrison, or whatever the hell her name is. Love you too, Laura. Love you too, baby. Pam agrees. I love you too, Pam, for agreeing, whatever it was. Thank you. Taika's a devil woman. Oh yeah, she's nasty. She's even like justified this stuff in her mind. Like she's warped in her mind. Sociopath, narcissist, borderline, ADD, ADHD, bipolar, you name it, throw it in there. She's got it. That woman is seriously warped in her head, majorly warped in her head. Yes, I got to tell you, I don't get into that. Like Marjorie says, she looks like a demon. Yes, she does. She really does. A flaming hot Cheeto eating demon is what she looks like. I'll never forget her holding the ashes in one hand and a bag of flaming hot Cheetos in the other, eating them while she brings her brother's ashes home. And now you guys all know that, right? No one really knows where the ashes are. I think that's because Taika's so stupid. She's worried they can test the ashes easily for arsenic. So I think they've been worried about that, because I think that she's too dumb to realize that it's an inactive case and they still have hair tissue and blood samples at Carver County Sheriff's Department. Gotta run. Thank you, Nath. I probably missed you already, but thank you so much. Love to you. Epstein was murdered. That's my understanding. All the truthers, all those truther channels out there are trying to say that he's still alive and that we whisked him away to Guantanamo because there was $100 million hit on his head. I do believe there was $100 million hit on his head. But I got to tell you, I don't think he's here. I've been talking to dead people my whole life. It's a tough science. It's tough for me to always validate that I'm talking to who I'm talking to. It's not like I can get on a phone and call Jeff Epstein's family and friends and ask him to validate some shit for me. But someone was talking to me. I wasn't intending to connect with him. He just came right in. Chills again. Every time I bring him up, I get chills on my right. They can only do that when they've died. So, and because I work so high up with Dad and Jay, meaning I don't let people come in and just fucks with me. If a spirit on the other side is fucksing with me, that means Dad and Jay let it happen, like Job, okay? Because Lucifer walks behind me. I got no fear of him, so he can't come in and mess with me. So it's Epstein. It's got to be him. Did Ray Roberts ever get served? No, but the papers are in court. The case is in court, and it's up for appeal. And so we've got time to get them served if for this next appeal. But right now it's in appeal, so the case isn't a thing. I had a process server out trying to get them for this whole time. And just in about the last month, he stopped. Now I've got to hire someone else. But first I have to get an appeal filed because Carver County turned us down. They denied the case. They turned it down with prejudice. Okay, so that means the judge doesn't want to hear about it, and he doesn't have to give a reason for why it was denied. Cool. So that's where that is. And then I will have to hire a new process server, but I'll be going back out to Minneapolis soon, most likely, to get that appeal done. And Huntington and I may just get them served ourselves. I can't do it, but she can. So we may be eating out at every People's Organic restaurant, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We'll just keep going to them until we find those guys and get it in their hands. Will we ever know who killed Prince? We know who killed Prince. It was Ray and Jewel Roberts. I stand on my rock. Now, again, will you guys ever know? I don't know. If you don't believe me, okay. But the odds are in my favor because they got all the rest of this stuff right. And they were paid and they got a golden parachute. If you guys didn't know, they've opened 2 restaurants since Prince died. And if you ever go to their restaurants, they travel all the time. They spend money like fish, and they purchased a new house after Prince died and opened 2 new restaurants. So how did all that happen? I wonder if Carver County Sheriff's Department, are they checking the financials of any of these people? Like, did Carver County check the financials for Sheila E., Judith Hill, Kirk, Tyka, Ray and Jewel? Did anyone check? See if any deposits have come in from Warner Brothers. That would be nice. I don't see any more questions. Questions on Pam, thank you for that. Marley Ray said, I believe you from day one. Thank you. Thank you for that, Marley. And if anybody, I don't have a lot of room, but I can always get rid of an inactive account. So if anybody wants to be on my regular page, my friend page, and keep track that way, because I go live there more often, please do. Hey Trace, hey Chris, do you guys have any other questions? I'm going to go back to the other platform and see if there's questions there. So I'm going to come back over to my personal page. Please put your questions up. According to Carrie Metz, the DA's wife, he is a handsome devil. Oh, you're talking about Kirk Johnson. No way, not a beer. They never said Tyka was smart. Not really. Okay, no more questions here then from you guys. Ray and Jewel Roberts, star whacking plants. Yes, they are star whacking plants. I like that. Ray and Jewel Roberts were star whacking plants. Yes, they were. You know what's come through recently? I would have never thought this, and I'm still working to validate it, but Yoko Ono was a handler. Chills. She was John Lennon's handler. And that was odd to me. And again, I'm still working on that, but they brought it through. Camilla Alves is a handler too for Matthew McConaughey. Handlers, those are not real relationships. McConaughey might think it is, and I think John Lennon thought it was, but those people were sent in to see if they could hook them, and then they watch them and keep them in the lane. Keep them in the lane. If they get out of the lane, they report into somebody and tell them, no, he's doing this, or no, he's doing that, or whatever that is. Okay, let me jump over to the other, coming back to my personal page. Hey guys, is he okay with Paisley Park being open to the public? Kimberly asked. Yes, he is. In fact, he told me that he designed it the way he did because he knew one day it would become a museum. He hoped that he was alive to see it be a museum, and he always wanted a majority of the profit to go back to inner city school kids, and music programs specifically. So that's that. But yeah, he's fine with that. Let me catch more questions. Yes, Abby, and people still call me crazy. Yeah, it's okay. I don't mind. They can call me all that anymore. I used to, but I don't think they could possibly get under. There's nothing else they could do to me at this point. Like everyone's seen my mugshot. They've lied about everything they can. That's the only thing that still gets to me is when they say things that aren't true, like I'm a meth addict or I have a breaking and entering charge, which is none of those things are true. I smoke pot. I smoke lots of pot. That's all I do. I don't even take prescription meds. And I was like a super good girl too until I was like 26 years old. I didn't even smoke pot until I was 26 years old. I got into a little bit of alcohol. And then I had trouble with alcohol later in life. When I say trouble, meaning like an addiction, but that didn't happen until later in life after a really bad breakup twice. So I get triggered. But anyway, so that's me. But the thing that cracks me up about it is I'm not gonna lie about anything. So I don't understand why they just keep talking away over there about nothing. Like I've never seen so many people with so much fucking time on their hands. Swear to God. Like I don't have enough time literally in my day to even worry about the people that are like closest to me. I don't have any time to worry about even anyway. I don't even get it. It's really weird to me. I've come to the conclusion, and I really mean this, and I know I'm going to sound kind of mean or like an asshole for saying it, but no, I won't if everyone understand the way I mean it. That's why I say a lot of things sometimes, but if people don't have the understanding, then they're like, oh, that was so mean. No, if you understood how I meant it, you'd see it's not really mean. It's just truthful. But when people, the more connected to God you get, the smarter you are, okay? And I don't think that these people in the hate group are very smart. I don't think they're very intelligent. So I just said it. I don't. And I don't because to me, like, they don't even get what I did. You know what I mean? Like, I said all these things and I have proof. I have evidence that I said all these things about Prince, about what happened to him before he died, what he did, what he didn't do, what he ate, what he didn't eat, what he drank, what he didn't drink, who he was with, where he went to a doctor's appointment, even the kind of car he was in, the day he died, even the color of his bedroom and what he was wearing. Okay, and they don't even get it. They're like, she doesn't talk to God. She's not psychic. She's making this shit up. I couldn't have made it up. So I tend to think that the people in the hate group are just not very smart yet. Like maybe they could get smart if they stop believing they know things. That's how you get smart. You stop believing what you think you know and you let go of all that, and then you just allow the truth to come in. And so I think they could get smart if they really worked on it, but they're not very smart right now. And so once I realized like these are just not intelligent people, then it literally just like now I could care less. And if you guys saw the paper that Peggy wrote, Infinite Love and Gratitude, it was either that or she was intentionally trying to sabotage us. Seriously. So one way or the other, she's either a plant or she is not smart. One or the other. There's only two options. Let me see. What did he say about the 5 women? That there's 5 women who know about what happened to him, and that he, and again, I believe there's people that have information, that will support the murder as well. Why they haven't come forward by now, I don't know, you guys. I do not know. I don't, sometimes the interpretation, almost always the interpretation, the psychic information you receive, it's not fully understood often. Let me not say always at all, and nothing's always, but often it's not fully understood until hindsight, until later, which is why most people aren't psychic, because it takes an incredible amount of bravery and objectivity to do it. And it takes a while for people, to build up. You got to be able to get yourself and what you believe out of the way, or you will never hear the truth. That's why he wants it in a museum. Yes. I get messages when I go by a coffee shop where Chaz has a daughter working there on one of his songs. Come on. Yeah, I got chills when I was reading that, Pam. I got chills. Spirit's always talking to us and everything means something. His music is amazing. Yes. Do you guys have questions on the case? Now I realize I see all your names. You guys have been following it, so you probably don't have questions on his case. It's 9:20. I got to go soon. I told my mom, because this is a really little house and there's no doors in my office. My mom will go in the kitchen and she'll start banging around. It sounds like she's in my office. So I told my mom I'm only going to be on till 9. I'm only going to be on till 9. And she goes, 11 or 12, because she knows when I do come on here, I have a tendency to stay for a very long time. I feel connected to you. So must be a future project coming soon. Chills on that again, Pam. Pam, you got a connection there, baby. You got to step out on that. I can tell when I get the chills. You guys wouldn't be here if you didn't, but I just keep reading Pam's stuff and getting little, I get a little jolt, a little jolt. Thank you, Abby, for all you do. Aaron, thank you. And thank you guys for all this support. Thank you. And not to, shamelessly, plug the 222 crew, but we're not asking for that much. So thank you guys. And thank you for supporting. Please go give us some money. We got to get this Airbnb secured for the next rally. And then after that, we're going to go up I don't know what we're going to do in April yet. I don't know where we're going to be. But then after that, because I don't know if April is Merck or not, but we're going after Merck Pharmaceuticals, you guys. And again, it's not just about Prince. We want to know why these pharmaceutical companies are even allowed to make these kill drugs. Nobody needs a drug 50,000 times stronger than morphine. Who the fuck needs this? We were told when morphine was made years ago, and I know this because I was volunteering at a hospice during this time, that morphine would only be used in hospice situations because literally, you guys, do you know what that stuff does? Do you know what pain pills do? They rot your organs. They turn your organs to mush. Pain pills used consistently and chronically over a long period of time, they kill you. They freaking kill you. And the stronger they are, the more they kill you. So these fentanyl, you don't need fentanyl. You don't need drugs this strong. Now they're making drugs stronger than fentanyl. Why? And the opioid crisis, it's their fault. We want to know why. And Merck should pay for this. And Merck should be held responsible in some form or fashion for Prince's death. The drugs they made were found in his system. And it wasn't some guy in China or in some hotel room in Texas making these drugs. Bullshit. The CIA made sure. The CIA made sure. The CIA has been running Hollywood and our political structure since its inception. And somebody made sure. The CIA, did you know the CIA, and I believe the FBI, can go get drugs from pharmaceutical companies and they don't have to account for it? Did you know that? Our government can take those drugs anytime they fucking want from these pharmaceutical companies. Sure they can. Because you know what? Our government is subsidizing those pharmaceutical companies to the tune of millions, trillions of fucking dollars a year. Do you know our government pays them to create diseases and then create the cure and then give it to you? Our government pays them to do that shit. It's a true story. And if you don't believe me, then just check it. Our government was giving syphilis to black men, and we gave AIDS to the people in Africa and the people here in this country. Okay? Period. Our government does that. It's part of the depopulation plan. Our government does this shit, and Hillary Clinton was the queen of depopulation. Father God himself, Abba, told me that Hillary Clinton is responsible for the death of more people than Hitler himself. Period. She's one of the most despicable people on the planet. Father God told me that he loves Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, more than Hillary Clinton. Ask. Father God told me that. He said it's easier to find love. That's what he said. For Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, than for Hillary Clinton, our presidential candidate. And for God's sakes, First Lady of the United States at one point. There you go. We should have elected Ted Bundy years ago, I guess. Infinite love and gratitude. Victoria, thank you for that. Time for me to crash. Lonnie, thank you. Me too. In fact, it's 20 minutes past my shut-eye time. I'm supposed to be asleep by 10 every night and up at 4:44 every day because I ask Father God, he'll tell you. I've been in the doghouse lately. I'm in trouble because I haven't been doing the things they've asked me to do. It's a true story. Which has been like going live and teaching classes and stuff like that. I've been in the cave with Isaiah. Deborah says, yes, the Queen wore purple. Yes, they called it a celebration, purple rain, not a coincidence. No, not a coincidence at all. Just by design, right, Deb? Kirk bad. You can't really call people bad or good, Joanne. If you do, let me tell you, baby, but I understand what you're saying, and I've done it a lot. These motherfuckers, these bad people. You love and gratitude. Kirk, that would be the last one I would say is all bad. The other players in Prince's murder are far worse energetically and even their knowledge than Kirk. Kirk was in a bad place and put in that place. And so he was either going to do it or die himself, you see? So to call Kirk bad, there's a whole lot. I'd pick Tyka first, Ray and Jewel Roberts first, Judith Hill first, before I'd start picking on Kirk. I'd pick on Sheila and Morris Day before I would pick on Kirk. True story. Ask God. I don't do it I don't pick favorites because I don't really have favorites anymore because I like people's good and I can see their bad. You see what I mean? I've gotten to such an objective place that I don't know if I don't really care if I like people or not. I want to know what God thinks. That's a true story. Inflamed gratitude. So going back to that, yeah, lots of people you can pick and say are bad before Kirk in this case. How does the Queen get to live so long? Looks like she had a fight with death and won. I don't know. There's a lot of people that talk about it a lot, but she's going home in 2021, I believe. Hillary will go home the same year. Dad calls it a BOGO. When we can buy one, get one free. So, and how would you buy it? It's a karma that's been paid back. So when we pay back karma, we get to take out bad guys. So when we suffer, God takes out bad guys. You guys get this? We go through trauma, physical and emotional pain, and God takes out the bad guys. We go through trauma, God gets the bad guys. We go through trauma, God gets the bad guys. We can't get the bad guys. We can't save the planet. We can't save the world. We can't get justice for Prince, but we can go through hell and still love God, and then God gets the bad guys. Okay? That's how that works, everybody. You guys are funny. I don't know why someone must be laughing out there because I've got this giggle I'm feeling. Prince and the Revelation, 100% on that. What's your link for some work to be done? Not sure what you mean, baby. You mean just to contact me, private message me here. I don't want to put my cell phone number out this public for crying out loud, but if you're not part of the Rebel Hearts Mystery Crew, sign up, join over there. If you're in the Rebel Hearts Mystery Crew, you have my phone number. I give it to everybody over there. So you can text me. And then, please go to the website, justice4prince.com. And you guys, please sign up for the 222 crew. Give us something a month. Honestly, if you guys feel so inspired right now or your heart's telling you to, we could also use some one-off donations because we need to get some money in. I mean, honestly, really all we need is 1,000 people to give us $2.22 a month. 1,000 people to give us $2.22 a month, and we could do every rally would be paid for. That's all we need. That's all we need. Inflamming gratitude. And I'm just telling you guys, I cannot pay my own bills, and for these rallies, I couldn't work enough and do the pro bono work. I do not charge for my work on the cases, and I never will. I do not charge for my work on these cases, and I never will. I don't care who it is. I don't care how much money they have or don't have. I do not charge for my work on these cases, and I never will. Infinite love and gratitude. So please make your donations, because it's helping me continue the work, and not just me, it's helping we, us continue the work. And anybody who donates and is part of the 222 crew and or Rebel Hearts Mystery School, when you decide that you want to join us and come to one of the rallies, if you need help with your travel, you will get it. You will get it. So you will get monies that come back to you. So in essence, you're just putting it into an account that will help you in the future when you decide to come to one of these rallies. And I know that every single one of you guys will come to one of these rallies. You'll get so excited about it, you can't stand yourself, and you'll have to go. You'll be like, I got to go, because we're not stopping. We've got rallies coming up for Robin Williams, Chris Cornell, Chester Bennington, Nipsey Hussle. We're not done. Triple X, Mac Miller. We're going up, and not just for those things. We're going to Monsanto, Johnson & Johnson, Merck Pharmaceuticals. This is a human rights ministry. This is a human rights ministry. And so any of that stuff, we're going to have a rally for the doctors, the holistic doctors that have been murdered, and we're putting all of their faces with their stories on our signs, and we'll go back to Washington, D.C., and stand in front of Trump's hotel and the freaking White House till our faces turn freaking blue, and our feet will march till our fucking feet fall off. Okay, no, we won't. Probably because our feet would not fall off, but our legs would get really in shape. All right, that's one thing too, man. You will on our luxury vacation rallies, you will walk your fucking ass off. You will haul some equipment. You will share a toilet and a room. All right, but you will lose weight and you will be in better shape by the end of the 4 days. Okay, it's not just a rally. You're not just an activist. You're not just a protest man, but it is like boot camp for your body as well. All right. So you guys get to a rally. They're fun and it's empowering. Like you wouldn't believe what it feels like to hold that sign. And especially to have people go, oh, that's right, man, he was murdered. Yay, thank you guys for being here. People say that shit to us, okay? People say that shit to us. No joke. They thank us for being there. They thank us for doing it. They walk up and say, we know. We get a lot of this. Well, I see you too. It feels good to be doing something about this shit and not just putting a post up on Facebook. That's not enough, guys. It's not going to get this done. So please either join us at a rally or support us in what we're doing, please. I wish they would test too. Pam, we're going to. Let me take that back so you guys know why are we doing these rallies. Because every time we do, we get more press, and we get our name out there more and more and more. Anybody to brand something, it could take years. It takes 3 to 5 years to get your new business up and running in a productive way. Takes 3 to 5 years depending on what kind of business. Well, this is no different. Not that we're a business, but this is a new movement. This is a ministry, one that like the planet has never seen before. And we're doing old school rallies. People haven't done this for a long time. You should see our protest signs. They're badass. Okay, it's going to take a while for people to catch on to what we're doing. It's going to take a while for the media to see us over and over again and know that we are solid and that this is a story, that we're not going anywhere. It's going to take a while, but we're going to get that media, and a national story is going to hit. And when it does, and when the world finds out the truth, and that all we're asking for is an arsenic test to find out whether Prince was being poisoned and to prove that he was murdered, we're going to create a public outcry. Okay, and we're going to use the media to do it. That's why we continue doing these rallies. The other reason that we do it spiritually is because they're like, to God, it's like a pilgrimage for each one of us. Every time we take the effort and we take our time, we're giving of our time to justice. God can make great things. God makes justice happen through our effort and our sacrifice. So by us doing that, not to mention it has bonded us. I'll tell you what, the people that go to these rallies, we are bonded. We are like a family. We have each other's backs. We always will. Nothing will ever change that. And that is the kind of energy that God loves. He works miracles through that kind of energy when we gather together. So God is using these rallies as a spiritual opportunity and advantage to make sure that justice is grounded and that it happens. Okay, so that's the other thing. It is not just enough to beat a drum and burn sage. Okay, it's not. This is life. You've got to be challenging your fears, and you've got to be standing up and doing bold, brave things. To really serve God as a martyr, you've got to be willing to risk your life and to use your voice. Period. There's no way around it. We're going to be starting a petition for the arsenic testing, specifically just for that, and we'll have that up in the next couple of days. Also, we've got a J Project Twitter page, Instagram, and Periscope coming, and we'll be more active on the J Project page on Facebook. We've got Addie will be in charge of all that. She's been making our posters. She's awesome, so I give a shout out to Addie and I thank her. She just jumped in and rolled her sleeves up and started helping. Just came out of nowhere. I love it. That's the kind of energy that we need. She fits right in with everybody else. That's the energy of every person that goes to the rallies. Addie is flying all the way from the UK. It's making me cry. Oh, that just gave me a heart blast. She's flying all the way from the UK to Los Angeles. Kevin Stern already has his ticket. All you guys, won't get into names now. We'll be here all night. I was going to say go. And then Brenda is coming in from Los Angeles. I think Kristen Huntington and I are going to drive in together from Minneapolis because I got to go back to Minneapolis and file an appeal for this lawsuit and hopefully get these fuckers served. Infinite love and gratitude. It is also an untruth. People, the haters out there are trying to say that Ray and Jewel Robert are suing me. They are not. That is an absolute lie. It's so funny. They keep saying I'm a liar, but they're spreading the lies. It's crazy as shit to me. That's why I know these people are either nuts or not, are not very smart, or both. One or the other. That's all there. That's the only explanation there is. The judge was paid off. I feel that too. Judge is probably on the take. I believe you. When are you coming to Minneapolis? Right before, so sometime in September, Pam. I hope to be out there about 4 or 5 days before we would head over on the 18th. We would have to start driving, probably the 17th. We'd have to start driving, so I'd be in Minneapolis before that, maybe the 14th. So in a couple weeks. Worst predicted for the worst winter in years. Then we'll be sure and not be there. Maybe that's why I'm not feeling Minneapolis in April. Maybe we do go do Merck Pharmaceuticals. It's just kind of dumb to keep yelling at the same people. I know Minneapolis is where he's born, but we don't go there to tour Paisley Park and already seen all the sites. You know what I mean? So we just want justice, and we want you. I think we get more media when we go to DC. So I think we'd be better served going after Merck or back to DC than going back to Minneapolis again. So I don't think that we will be there in Minneapolis in April. So you guys, someone please tell Amy Morrison that she can keep her fish in her pants. Because I don't think I'm going to be there in April. Some of you, a few of you know what I'm talking about. Amy knows exactly what I'm talking about, but she'll have to keep that fish between her legs. What was this? Did Prince really? And then please tell her I'm not going to be her girlfriend, okay? I'm just not. I've never seen anybody so desperate or so focused on someone else in my life. If I could find a boyfriend to pay as much attention to me as Amy Morrison does, like, this would be great. This would be great. Or Peggy, for that matter. Like, the fuck? These people don't have a life? Woo! All right, you guys, any more questions on the case? There's Scott, he's back. All of a sudden I hear Eminem in my head. Wait, Shady's back again. Yes, he's back. Yes, he's back. Yes, he's back. In love and gratitude. Thank you. You're wonderful. How do I donate? Victoria, I love you. That's a great question. Victoria asked, how do I donate? Mwah! Thank you. Because, oh my God, we need it, you guys. We need 1,000 people to give us $2.22 a month. That's all we need. And we can do every single rally paid for because we do them on a budget. Victoria, please go to justice4prince.com. And again, it's not just about Prince. We just have not had time to get our justice pages up yet and our Justice J Project website. But please, it is primarily about Prince, because that's how God is working. God's working through Prince's murder and his concurrent and the justice that's coming to wake the world. So again, but please go there, and then you'll see on the front page a little tab for the 222 Justice Crew, and it will give you the options to donate $222 a month, $444 a month, $888, or $1212. Again, we don't want to ask for a lot from people. We don't want that. Now if somebody's got more money than they know what to do with, and you want to drop a couple grand on us today, we need it, and we will take it. We love gratitude, but that's not really how we want to be supported. We want a bunch of people, like-minded people that understand that what we're saying is true, what we're fighting for is true, people who understand that have the same passion for truth and for justice that we have. Just giving a little bit of money, you won't even have to notice that it comes out of your account every month, but you'll be part of the crew in Flow of Gratitude. And again, this is the coolest part. If you join the 222 Justice Crew or Rebel Hearts Mystery School, you can book sessions with me for $11, $22, $33, or $44. You pick what you can afford. You can book a whole hour session with me, and I do not ever care, nor do I check, nor do I judge what somebody donates. Nobody that works like I do, nobody that works intuitively like I do, especially not with 12, 13 years experience, only charges that. So like that alone, so you can give $222 a month, and then you can book sessions with me for $11. Holy shit. Why do I do this? Because I'm not in this to get rich. I'm not here I don't have any concerns for getting rich. I want to be able to follow my passion here on the planet. I want to make a difference in people's lives, and I want to bring justice. That's all I want to do, is work on cases and bring justice. So I don't care about that. And all I want to do is help people awaken to God's voice and understand that being psychic was for all of us, not the way we have currently defined it. Being psychic is for talking to God. You can all strive towards sainthood and to be a prophet. Everyone can hear God for the purposes of divine guidance, so that you can know why you came here, what you came here to do, and get on your destiny track. Do you guys understand that the further you get off your destiny track and the reason that you came to the things you came here to do, that you wrote in heaven, your body is programmed to get sick and die. Did you know that? Most people are sick because they're not doing what they came here to do. I for one, am getting younger, and that's a true story. I'm moving in the other direction, man. Why? Because I'm constantly challenging my fears and wanting to move it to the next level. I don't want to leave this planet, whether I'm here another 50 years or another 50 seconds. I want to die knowing that I was working my hardest to make a difference in this place. That's what I want to do, and that's all I care about. So that's why I work for $11 an hour when I could charge $300. Here's another reason that I do it. I want to work with people who know struggle. I don't care for people who are privileged. And if I put myself out there as a psychic charging $300 an hour for 45 minutes to give you little snippets, and make you feel like you've talked to your loved one for the afternoon, infinite love and gratitude, then I don't even know, I lost my train of thought, but I don't know. This is not what I want to do. I wouldn't be part of the solution here. It's not what I'm here to do. Not to mention, I would just be moving in the direction and helping, seal that we've got the wrong definition going on, and people don't understand. So anyway, let me go back to the case, but thank you for letting me get that out. And thank you, Victoria, and everybody else for your donations. And we can do this. And I really want to form a team. That's the other thing. I don't like to just do one-off sessions with someone I don't even know, across the world or across the country, and then I never hear from them again or how they're doing. That's not how I like to work with people. That's another reason why I stay affordable. That's where I was before. I don't want to work with a bunch of rich people who have too much money and haven't struggled enough. They're not my people, and you can't trust them. So it's another reason why I work as a ministry and will continue to work as a ministry. Now, does it mean all people with money are bad? No. A lot of people have money because they struggled and they worked hard to get it in flow and gratitude. But for the most part, people who can afford a 45-minute session with a psychic at $200 or $300 a pop are not my people. Okay, I'm going to have to go through one out of every 10 people will actually be that person that really wants to change and really wants to get connected and knows, because when you take God's hand and you go for your destiny, you're going to be challenged. It's not going to be easy. God doesn't make it easy. In fact, the people closest to God are challenged the most. So that's it. And people who have a lot of money tend to be babies. They're whiners. They're vagina hat wearers. Infinite love and gratitude. They get concerned and worried about things that to me aren't even problems. And then I'd have more people in the hate group. So who didn't like what I had to say to them. It's another thing. When people pay you a lot of money for a session, a lot of people do that because they want you to tell them what they want to hear, and they now have an expectation. Makes sense? That's another reason why I work as a ministry and always will. That keeps me working with the people who are here to change. And that's what's satisfying to me, not money. Money is not satisfying to me at all. Not for a second. Would I like to have more of it than I have today? Yes, both things are true. But only because we have a rally to fund. Makes sense. Like, I got an Airbnb to fund. We got some more signs to make. And I got to find out how I'm going to afford to get out to LA again and back. All right. And we got to haul all the equipment. So I rent a car. So, that's why I think about money, not because I need a bigger house or more toilet seats for my ass. Let's see, they are out touring life of his legacy. Oh yeah, all of Prince's friends are out touring and making money off his legacy because they don't have enough talent nor bravery. They're characterless people. And so that's why they get, here's what's funny. I find all these people, it's like, I say this about Sheila E. a lot, but I've had people tell me, Sheila E. is the greatest drummer on the planet. If Sheila E. is the greatest drummer on the planet, then how come Sheila E. couldn't make a name for herself without Prince? Why did she have to wait for him to die to go out there and make money? Gratitude. And from what I hear, the last time she was at First Avenue, nobody showed up to her show. No, everybody's feeling that energy from Sheila E. I think I don't think you have to be psychic, to figure out that these people around Prince used him. They used him before he died, and they're using him after he died. If they'll use him after he died, then they had no problem using him while he was alive either, because people, your leopard doesn't change his spots. Character doesn't change that fast, I can also remember talking to you about the 5 women 3.5 years ago. Thank you, Deb, for that validation. I love it. Those of you, I really do. I hope you guys know that I don't have enough time in my day to communicate with everybody the way that I would like to. And then what happens is I get lost in that and Facebook messages and texts, and then I don't get anything done over here. And then I go, fuck, we need t-shirts and signs and a rally, and I got to file an appeal, and I got to figure out. So I'm not able to get back to people as much as I can. I just want you guys to know, like, especially the people who've been here on this crazy train with me since day one, since that first video. And you've never wavered, you've never left my side, you've always been a voice there, or a Facebook comment, hey Abigail, we're still out here, or just like that, Deb saying, I remember you talking about the 5 women 3.5 years ago. Thank you for that. Oh God, because I'm so tired of being called crazy and a liar. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm not either one. Does he see Brooke Thompson, Sweet Angel? I'm not sure who that is, babe. Tell Prince I miss him. Remember, he can hear you. He can hear you, Pam. I promise you, he hears you. He hears your heart. This puppy is finally passed out. I mean, out. Government sucks. 100 on that. Been down with you since day one. You guys, any questions? Thank you for that, Christy. You're the bomb. Love you too. Thank you. Any questions on the case? Ted Bundy is better looking than Hillary too. That's for sure. That's funny, Olga. Are you saying Sheila E. is involved also? Sheila E. knew exactly what happened to Prince, and she's not speaking. She's going to take her fame and her golden parachute. Yes. Sheila E. is way worse than Kirk Johnson, and you all want to blame Kirk. And then you'll go watch Sheila E. in a concert. It just floors me. It floors Kirk too. I told Kirk one time, I said, Kirk, you should be my friend. I'm the only one out there sticking up for you. I'm the only one not saying he murdered Prince. He did not murder Prince. Tyka, Ray, and Joel Roberts did, and they were paid by Warner Brothers. So those are the people you want to blame. And Hillary Clinton gave them the A-OK and the Queen. So you want to blame some people for Prince's death? You got to start with the Queen, then Hillary, then Warner Brothers, then Tyka, then Ray, then Joel. Okay? Then I'd even blame Judith Hill before I'd blame Kirk. Okay, so now what are you guys going to do? And y'all are, it's Kirk, it's Kirk, it's Kirk, it's Kirk, it's Kirk, it's Kirk. No, it wasn't. No, it freaking wasn't. Infinite love and gratitude. And that's not to anybody in particular. That's just my 3 years of just saying the same thing and being called crazy and not having anyone listen to me. But they'll join the Justice for Prince page. It cracks me up. Y'all be on the page, but you have no idea who I am, what I said, why I say what I say. You've never watched a video, but you listen to the hate group. You know, it's like, okay, I'm glad you're so informed. So Sharon, I didn't mean that towards you, but yes, I'm saying Sheila E. has full knowledge, so that makes her a liar and involved enough, right? Yes. Can a trap be set to catch these bad people that murdered Prince? No, because law enforcement, it's a cover-up. It's a cover-up. It's a cover-up. So it's going to be hard. Laughing on the bad guys, go get them, daddy. I will PM you. Yes, Pam, please do. Private message me. Queen Lizzie Breath must be drinking baby blood to stay alive. It's people have said that before. You have love and gratitude. And I don't mean to be laughing at that. I was just, but what are you going to do? I mean, it's all so crazy. But I believe that a lot of it, yes, is true. I was laughing at the Queen Lizzie Lizard Breath. And that's funny because people be like, that's what Abigail calls her. No, that's actually what Jesus calls her. I didn't make that name up. He did. Jay started calling her Lizzie Lizard Breath one day for the Queen. And they do a lot of things like that for me to make me laugh. That's how I know it's spirit, because I get a little giggle and I know I didn't make it up. Okay, so I know people think I make all this shit up, but I do not. I'm really not that funny nor that creative. In love and gratitude, that's all Jesus. All right, let me see. I found a big photo. Purple Rain. Would Prince like me to have it? In Paisley Park for no charge. It was an extra in his movie Purple Rain. I felt it belonged there. I found a big photo framed of me in Purple Rain. Would be Prince like me to have it in Paisley Park for no? I think so. I mean, I just got chills on it. I don't know if you can have it, but would Prince like you to? Yes, I got chills on that. Becoming an everyday hero, volunteer your time. Yes, everybody can become an everyday hero and volunteer their time. That is so true. Send it to me. I will loop it on my page for signatures. Pam, I will do that. PM me so I don't forget, please, sister. Thank you ahead of time. We're talking about the petition we're going to put out that's specifically signatures for the arsenic testing. Like, why they wouldn't do that is so dumb to me. You have an investigation. You're going to leave no stone unturned. I was right about everything else, but you won't just do an arsenic test to see if I'm right about that. And they know what I'm right about. I've offered this information in my videos to Carver County Sheriff's Department. I've spoken in depth and very specifically to Detective Meyer on 3 different occasions, and they refuse to run an arsenic test and see if I'm right. Like, why? Does that make any sense? And here's the craziest part. Does it make any sense that Prince's family has not asked for the arsenic test? This is the only case that I have ever worked that the family does not reach out to talk to me, and that's because they don't really want to solve this. They don't want to find out what happened to Prince. They just want to spend the money. That's a true story. Infinite love and gratitude. Put a link here to pay. Oh, okay, it's on the website. I guess I should put the link up. You know, these are the goofy things I don't do a lot. I need help, you guys. I seriously do.
Go ahead.
My phone just started talking to me. I never touched it. Hey. That was so weird. I love it when they do that shit. I got chills. I asked if that was Prince. Infinite love and gratitude. That's so funny. That Serial started talking to me in random times like that after Prince died. It did not happen before. And my computer turns on sometimes randomly. That started happening after Prince died. It had never happened before. And I've been experiencing odd spiritual and mystical occurrences my entire life. So it was fairly easy for me to notice the things that were happening after Prince died. And this Siri thing he does all the time. Ah! It just did it again. Holy shit. That gave me chills. That literally gave me chills. He just did it again. Now they're tickling my head. Oh my God. I can feel a hand on my head, you guys. Oh my God. Like they just came in really strong right now. It's Prince. And now I can smell him. Can you guys smell it? It's that lavender. It's like spicy lavender. It's the only way I could. Sweet, spicy lavender. That was crazy, you guys. It's time to go to bed. That's why I just said what? And he just said, it's time to go to bed because I'm supposed to be up at 4:44. Let me get through these comments and then I'm going to jump off of here tonight. That was really fun. Oh my God, you guys, I love playing with spirit more than anything. Oh my God. Oh, I love it. I love you, Prince. Okay, she might be reaping money from his death and gaining popularity because she was his wife. I really don't think she's involved at all. But that's not my opinion. It's Abby's. Who's that, baby? I don't know. Are you talking about Maite? No, Maite was not involved at all. Maite is not involved at all. In fact, my heart goes out to Maite because she was really young. A lot of what happened to her, and we all have to get over that. But her mom ruined her, okay? And I guess maybe her dad too, but her mom energy comes in. Like, that woman's despicable. Maite met Prince so young, like she was bred to be this little doll. She didn't even know who she was. And, to get into that kind of marriage with an icon like that, I'm sure was very overwhelming to her. And the thing is she was so young. I don't think she was ready for the kind of love that Prince offered. Prince was on a higher plane and she was just a girl. And so I'm sure that's what led her insecurities probably led her to the affairs. And other things. And also, I think she was kind of set up with Prince, set up to be with Prince at a young age. And so in that process of her trying to finally go out and figure out who she is, I think it led her to affairs. And people kind of give her a bad rap, but you can tell she's still hurting today from the way things went down between them and the loss of their child, Chills. And so I really, I've been kind of mean in the past, and I'm not, as I said, I don't want to get down on Abigail. I really wasn't prepared to be in the public the way I was, nor for what was going to come my way. And now I think I am, if anybody ever is. But I've got a better understanding. I'm not as angry as I was now. And so, your emotions kind of shift a little bit, again, it's not about whether people are good people or bad people, but Maite had absolutely nothing to do with his murder. None whatsoever. She's in animal rescue. Yes. Let me see, because I think Maite has a big heart. Yes. It seems so anyway. I love her work with animals. Yes, I agree. And again, that's why, I don't want to be so down on her. I want to stick to the culprits, the ones that I have no problem being down on or mean to. So I just posted the website, I believe. I hope it comes up. I don't see it though. Yep, there it goes. Oh no, I don't want my website, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do two things. Don't go there. You can book a session there though. You can book a session on my website. And if you guys give, let's say if you guys give $22 or more donation, then you can book a free 30-minute session, 33-minute session with me today. So if you guys just $22 or more, okay, you can book a free session with me today. And so there's my website. And then let's go back to this. We're doing justice for Prince.com, and that's where you're going to go. And you'll see the 222 Justice Crew. There's also, so you can do the monthly 222, 444, 888, or 1212, or you can do a 6-month pledge of 2222, or you can do a one-off donation if you want to just throw us $111 for this rally because you got it. Then that would be great. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. Okay. If you got to do the smaller amounts, and do it monthly, I totally understand that as well. I've been on a budget for most of my life, for pretty much. And so, and I've been on my own since I was 17. So managing money has never really been my strong point. But I'll tell you what is my strong point: getting by, babies, and blind faith. Getting by and blind faith. So that's kind of that. So thank you guys ahead for any and all donations, and please, take me up on that. Book a session. Again, it's a little like learning how to cook with Gordon Ramsay, but you will get where you're going as long as you're not butthurt. All right. If your feelings get hurt easily, then maybe you don't want to work with me right now. But if you don't get your feelings hurt easily, then you should work with me. I'm very good, and you'll make change. Okay. And you can't do one session. There's no magic button that we can go in and hit, and then you're just off, and you'll be at your destiny in 6 months. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. In fact, God keeps us in the trenches for a minimum of 7 years. Okay, a minimum of 7 years. And I'm not the person that's going to feel sorry for you, because I've been in the trenches longer than 7 now. So that's why God has me do the work I do. If I was the type of person that was going to feel sorry for you, you'd never make a change. You see what I'm saying? Never make a change. If love and gratitude. So let me see. Maite just lost her dog Ziggy. Oh, that's really, really hard. I just had I had a pet cross, and it about killed me. The grief was as overwhelming as when my brother died. It was so weird. It just hit me out of nowhere. I've worked with clients that had grief like that for a pet, and I've had plenty of grief for pets before, but not like this. Like, it was illogical. It was illogical. It was uncontrollable. It was a wave. I thought it was going to swallow me up. It's horrible. Is horrible. So much love to Maite for that. I mean, that's got me now. That grief, it kills me when anybody has to feel that grief, and that's why I do what I do. That's why I want to work these cases. If you can help a parent that's lost a child, you can't bring the child back, but to give them some answers at least is a big deal. And so that's why I do what I do. But anyway, let me keep going. Any questions on the case, guys? Pam, thank you so much for that. Love, love, love back to you. Thank you. Just trying to give her my opinion is all. Oh, Deb, sure, go for it, baby. Tell her what you channel. I'm big for that. People should share. And I can't say I'm always going to get it right. I can't say I'm always right. It's kind of like, did Prince ever mess up on a song? Probably. Very often, no. So will I get it wrong? I'm sure I will. We're all going to get it wrong. Will I get it wrong often? Probably not, but I'll get it wrong sometime. So don't ever think you're wrong and I'm right. Everyone's got to stand on that. You guys are so glad you're not here live with me right now. When I tell you these dogs are farting up a storm, I feed my dogs people food, but like good people food. So like broccoli, scrambled eggs. They had scrambled eggs and asparagus with me yesterday. Kind of whatever I eat a lot of times they'll eat too. And so I think I better tone down on the eggs or the broccoli. Whoo-wee. Holy cow. I think Kevin heard me. Did you hear him? They're shuffling around now. I'll head over and donate right after. Thanks for tonight. Victoria, thank you for being here. And thank you ahead of time for the donation. Don't feed your dog eggs and broccoli. I should have known better. I'm sure you guys are all like, duh. What were you thinking, Abigail? I love vegetables and eggs, though. It's my thing. So I love eggs and asparagus, eggs and broccoli. I freaking love it. I love a garden salad, like a green salad and scrambled eggs. It's one of my favorite meals. So the dogs get that a lot. And just as I said, unless you guys can, geez. There was a cat that wandered into my yard for belly rubs and go to the next neighbor. He's gone. Hope nothing happened to belly rub kitty. Sending belly rub kitty love. Okay, we got to the very end, and Laquita's laughing probably about the egg and broccoli dog farts. Do you guys have any questions before I run tonight? It's now 10 o'clock, so I probably should just go. I got to get on here live more often. It's my goal to be on here tomorrow between 7 and 8 a.m. I'm going to give myself that flexibility. So around 7:30, 7:44-ish, I'm going to pop on here because we've got a lot of things that I want to talk about, some prophecy coming in and keep the momentum going and the energy moving for the rally. So we'll see if I get there tomorrow morning. If I don't get there tomorrow morning, I'll be there tomorrow night, but I'm supposed to be there for both. I made it here tonight. That's good. That's good. In love and gratitude. So we'll see if I make it tomorrow morning. So I'll jump off of here tonight because, oh man, you guys, I want to talk about Tyler Skaggs. He's the pitcher that was just murdered. He's an Illuminati hit. He was found July 1st dead in his hotel room in South Lake, Texas. And I want to talk about why that happened. And he was with the Angels. I want to talk about how Hillary Clinton's brother he's dead, and they still don't tell us how. He just died mysteriously in his 60s when all this shit's coming down with Epstein and Hillary right now. Like, that's interesting, right? And some other stuff. Gary Webb, William Cooper, Daniel Best. We got to keep beating the drum for that. Daniel Best. In fact, if I get on here tomorrow morning, if you guys can join me, we want to start tagging the president in the morning and asking him why he's not looking into the murder of Daniel Best, a man who was working on his cabinet for him, going up after Big Pharma. So tons and tons of stuff that I want to talk about, and lots of spiritual stuff as well. So I'll see you guys on here tomorrow morning. If you don't see me tomorrow morning, the only reason that would happen is because if I don't sleep well tonight. But I don't want to predict that, so I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it because that's one thing I won't do. Out of an act of self-love, I will not go without sleep. I'm not going to wake up tired. Not doing that. But if you don't see me here tomorrow, tomorrow morning, I'll be here tomorrow night. Thanks you guys for joining tonight. Let me make sure there's no questions over here on Justice for Prince. Rangela Roberts for Star Whacking Plants. We saw that. Queen has ties to Hollywood too. Oh, absolutely. England taught our government how to run Hollywood. It's been going on since the kings and queens courts. And so they learned years ago, back in the 1500s, that because we think back then there was no Hollywood. The only place to be a star was in the castle. So that's where it all goes back to, and it's never stopped. Just like sex slaves, all right, and pedophilia and the sex trafficking, that's been going on forever, since the dawn of time. The Romans had slaves. It never stopped. Rich people just went undercover, but they didn't stop having slaves. It's not like all the people of privilege, the Rockefellers and everybody woke up one day and said, oh, it's bad to have slaves. I guess we better not do that anymore. No, they've always had sex slaves. They've always had slaves of all kinds. It's just we've modernized it, and now they hide their shit more than they did then, because it was more acceptable in the days of Rome to have a sex slave. Now it's against the law, so they hide it, but they didn't stop. All right, people with these privileged pricks that own all the corporations and have run things for generations, and it's all through the lineage. Anyway, you guys get it, right? I'm preaching to the choir. You guys get it. Holly weird, but here's the thing. So they taught England taught our U.S. government a long time ago that if you didn't control Hollywood, they would run over the powers that be. Makes sense, because the entertainers have more power than the political figures. We would rather listen to them, right, than political people. And so it's very dangerous to let your entertainers have that kind of power. And that's why they're controlled and threatened. Agnes, thank you for that. Good to see you on here. What does Prince say about Morris Day? I just said he's a lying sack of shit, and then Prince just showed me a bag of rat turds. So he changed it for me a little bit, but he's a dirty rat. That's why. Rat shit, rat turds, infinite love and gratitude. That's what Prince thinks of Morris Day. Ask. Brittany is laughing about the BOGO, 2 for 1, the Queen and and Hillary Clinton both going in the same year. Thank goodness. 2021 is what that looks like to me. It could be wishful thinking. I've been waiting for those two to die for 2 years now. The last two Decembers have rolled around and I went, oh man, because I was told it's going to be like right before Christmas. So the last two falls, I was hoping they'd both die. Prophecy is really time. Prophecy and time are very hard to mix. It's very hard to get time down with prophecy. Because God, it's like you don't want to think it's so far away at the time. Our minds want to make things sooner. And so maybe it's just that we don't hear it. But again, it looks like we still have till 2021 to go before Hillary Clinton and the Queen of England die. And I know some people would think that sounds really horrible to say that I'm waiting for Hillary Clinton and the Queen of England to die, but I don't think it's horrible at all. I think, I know God's plan is God's plan, and he's got a good reason for leaving them. You know what he told me the other day? I'm glad this just came up. I said, oh my God, 2021. I was like hoping they would leave like this year. And Dad said that it's more punishment to them to have to go through a second Trump election because Trump is going to be president again. So he's going to win again with a landslide. He's going to win with like over 70% of the vote. This is what I'm shown. I just say it. I mean, it's what they show me. I'm fairly clear as I can be. And so Father God told me he wanted Hillary Clinton and Lizzie Lizard Breath to have to endure another Trump victory before he took them home. So he's torturing them by leaving them here to watch Trump win again. That's what he told me. And I got chills. So ask you guys, that's what I heard. It's all extreme Muslims there, and his music spoke of Christ. That's what Jeff. I'm not sure what that comment entirely entails, but you're correct there. His music spoke of Christ. Prince's music. I think you're talking about. I'm not sure, but Prince talks a lot about God in his music, which the Illuminati does not like. Maybe he's talking about Elvis. We brought him up earlier too. So Jeff, if you're still on, let me know who that was. But the Illuminati doesn't like any entertainer that starts talking about God. It's kind of a no-no. It's just like the same as supporting a Republican candidate or talking about God. Those are no-nos with this gang, with the cabal, shadow government, Illuminati. Ocean, thank you, love. I'm bouncing back a little bit. Thank you for that, Ocean. Definitely bouncing back. Agnes, she says she blames Sheila. I thought also this took Hillary off the news for weeks. Yeah, it sure. I think you're talking about the death of Prince. There's like targeted times that they murder people because there's something else going on and they want our attention focused over here. Matthew McConaughey is a target. I think he's going to wake up to it, and I think he's going to find out the plot against him, and I think he's going to go to the president or something, because I've seen him going into like protective custody and testifying. There's going to be stars that come forward and testify in the future. I don't know how far away that is. But again, I think Matthew McConaughey is one of those people because he's a target. They're building him up to take him down. They don't feel that they need McConaughey and Bradley Cooper. And Bradley Cooper's signed, sealed, delivered. He is in, and so's Gag, Lady Gaga. And yes, they do have a little relationship thing going on that's been validated now in the news. I don't know. Some of you may know that I said that some time ago. And I was like, come on, you guys. We know this. So now that's out too. Now I don't think they're like together, but it's all being talked about. The Illuminati also likes to make partnerships. They like to play Cupid and partner people up. Okay, I think we got to the end of these questions. Tawana, good night. Joanne, thanks for being here. Ocean, thank you. Chi-Chi, good to meet you. Wendy, thank you for being here. Jeff, thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. Everybody on the Justice for Prince group, I want to make myself more accessible and let you guys know, this is who I am. This is why I'm yelling about it. Psychic evidence is just that. It's psychic evidence, math and science. would say that I've already proven murder of Prince Rogers Nelson. And so why are we continuing to push? And why are we doing the rallies? Because we want to get the media to create a public outcry, to put pressure on, get enough people on a petition to put pressure for this arsenic testing. Again, I hope justice comes any way we can get it, but I just do my best to follow my guidance, and that's the only way that God has shown me we're going to get it. Is through the arsenic testing. And the reason it would be that way is because that's going to witness the psychic and divine relationship with God. And that's what this is all about. That's what God's, working through Prince's murder and justice to do. And that's a big deal. It's an honor to Prince. So anyway, you guys, let me make sure I'm not missing anything over here. I wonder why Prince loved the color purple and what it meant to him. My favorite color is purple also. Well, what's crazy, Laquita, actually, Prince's two most favorite colors, to my knowledge, were orange and blue. Orange and blue. So it's funny because I learned that from him, because I figured he had everything purple. And that's when he first told me when I was channeling him that no, my favorite color is blue. And he explained to me my cars were blue and my scooter was blue. So that's what's really funny, is his favorite color was not purple. So it's kind of odd. I mean, he told me he liked all the colors, but he really liked blue and orange. Let me see. Thank you for speaking your truth. Thank you, Aaron. Love you too, Bren. I can't wait to see you, sister. That Brenda McLaughlin, that is one brave ass sister right there. Brave ass sister. I'll stand next to her at any rally, any day. Any day. I would put my life in her hands, and that's a true story. True story. Erin Osmond, I planned on going that January, but it was cold and she was unsure about bringing her daughter, not knowing how Prince had reacted to it, so she didn't go. When Prince passed, Manuela called her to let her know. Aw, it's really sad. That's really sad. And I don't believe all this stuff about Manuela and Prince arguing or fighting at all. In fact, Prince was still supporting her nonprofit, and the Prince schools are for Prince after his death. She'll continue opening those. Pam, you have a beautiful night too. Just making sure I'm not missing anything else, and then I'm checking out. Seeing a lot of purple butterflies lately. I've been getting butterflies like crazy lately, Pam. Crazy lately. And says, I will celebrate. Chills on Trump. I love the song, Girl, Laugh Out Loud. Thank you. I must have been when I was doing Shady's back again. Hi, Abigail. Good night, Donna. Love you, Scott. I love you, Scott. That's another brave man. He's been leaps and bounds, evolving like a mad dog, growing like crazy, healing like crazy. I can feel it from here, getting on track. Thank you, Pam, for your support. Thank you, Cheryl. You're welcome. Thank you guys for your support. Laquita says, oh, okay, thanks. I know I'm partial to purple too, though. We all are, because of Prince, so it still works. Favorite colors are blue. He has a blue Bentley. Yep, he sure does. Correct. Stacy, good to see you on here, love. I was wondering where you've been. I used to see you all the time, and then it was just you weren't around. And I thought yesterday, I thought, where are you? Sounds bad, but I get a bad vibe from Sheila. I don't know why. You mean it doesn't sound bad at all, Sheila E. I get nothing but a bad vibe from that woman. That's why I call her a breakfast sausage. I was talking to someone today. I won't say who it was, but it was so funny because I said, man, has that woman been eating a lot of donuts or what? And he about fell out. I swear to God. I thought I didn't know if he was going to come back. I was like, hello, okay? Love of gratitude. And he was like, woo, that was real, Abigail, right there. I said, yep. I think she was just floating around on boats eating donuts. She looks horrible, and that's what happens when you fuck somebody over for money and fame, okay? It's what happens. Infinite love and gratitude. Now, I looked horrible for a while, but that was the stress, okay, of worrying about, I thought Hillary Clinton was going to try and kill me for a while. I really did. In love and gratitude, I really did. Now I laugh about it. Like, they don't care about me, but that's okay. But I didn't know that because, I was like, I got this evidence here. Everybody's going to care. They're going to run this test, and everyone's going to know Hillary Clinton was behind this. But anyway, it didn't go that way. Nobody listened to me. Apparently, Hillary Clinton knew no one was going to listen to me. With love and gratitude. But my point is, you'll bounce back. You won't stay in that place forever. If you do go through some stress, as long as you're working towards the light, God, you'll bounce back. But when you're doing underhanded things like that, nefarious shit, like riding on some like a dead man's coattails, I'm sorry, that's not going to go well for you energetically. Your body's going to get sick. You're going to age fast. You're going to have bad dreams. Just go for it. If money and fame is really worth it to these people, that they'll lie to get it, like, fuck. And then here's the thing, like, you think you want to be friends with someone like that? I promise you don't. That's not anybody you want to be a friend with, because if they'll do that to Prince, they'll do it to anybody. Think about it. Oh, yeah, Barb, he had a blue Bentley and a blue scooter. I think he had two vehicles and a scooter for sure, and they were all blue. All blue. And the Bentley is like a light blue, I believe, isn't it? Can someone validate that? Okay, we got to the very end. That means that's it. That's it. Thanks, you guys, for being here. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, thank you guys ahead of time for donations. Please jump on. Please sign up and go for the Rebel Hearts Mystery School. It's awesome. You learn things, and it's not that much. $12.12 a month. It's not that much. That's like a couple of Starbucks drinks, right? So just take that out, pop that in, and then you can hang out with me over there as well. So thanks, you guys. Mwah. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Justice for Prince page and everybody on there. And I will see you guys on here again real soon, maybe tomorrow morning. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow evening around 7:30. Okay. Sleep with the angels, you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks again. And Justice for Prince page. Sleep with the angels, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all of your support, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Good night. Oh shit. YouTube, I totally forgot about you. Shit. Oh my God, you guys, I totally forgot you were even on here. Are we still going? Yes, we are. All right, let me just go on here and check for any questions. Sorry, you guys, I closed down Facebook. Twitter closed on me a long time ago. How's your mom's cat? Why didn't you see that coming? Because you're not psychic and you're full of crap. Oh, that's nice, Bethany, whoever you are. You do. Sorry for forgetting you guys. Anyone who has questions, I will go through this at a later time and answer questions not from trolls and haters. I really don't have any time for that. And Bethany, how could anybody lie on a live stream? That doesn't even make any sense to me. I've got videos. Yep, let me skip past that to a real question. You'll testify too, people like us. I agree so too. Thank you, Lene Wilson, for that. I appreciate that. Like, we really need the negativity here. I don't even know Bethany Cole. So that's what cracks me up. These people that do this, like, don't even know me. I've had limited conversations. That's the thing that's wrong with social media. It gives people who aren't brave an opportunity to just go on and slam people in any, way that they want to, or say whatever they want. So people like Bethany, this is what she spends her time doing. And there's no way for me to lie. I have videos proving everything that I've said. So that doesn't make any sense to me at all. Hello, Joyce. Hello, Joan. Hey, remember me? No, I do not remember you. Big Nips 44. I wasn't talking about Merck making morphine. I'm talking about Merck Pharmaceuticals making fentanyl. And it wasn't necessarily morphine that was found in Prince's system. Fentanyl is a derivative of morphine. So in essence, it's the same medication on only hyped up. Prince's book will come out with his actual words or someone else's. It's already been edited, what he had written, responding to my business. I don't even know if you guys are still here, but it's still going. So, so no, I don't think it'll come out in his words at all. Thank you so much for all that you do to keep Prince's name out there. Thank you very much. I see we've got a lot of trolls over here to block. Not a problem. I haven't been on Facebook for a long time, but I just, so anyone knows, if you're still listening, I really don't have time for trolls or negativity whatsoever. We're on our 9th rally. I'm doing my thing. If you have to come over here and be negative, obviously you've got too much time on your hands and in your life. You need to go do you and allow me and other people to do me and other people. And that's the bottom line there to people like what's her face down here? I don't even know her name. Bethany. Diana, let's see, what did Joe? Yeah. I don't know what she's saying, but she's saying that I don't know. Let's see, I've been following you a long time. What a joke. I happen to know just how wrong you are. That's okay. That doesn't even bother me at all because I'm not wrong. Thank you. Murder, other crimes. Is there any question on here? Let's see. Jeffrey Epstein's dead the way I see it. He was the key to exposing people. Agreed. Hempworks responding to Dan. I would rather think he's alive too, and that was going to bring things down, including the Clintons. But again, I just got to go with, I wasn't trying to talk to Epstein, and to me as a medium and a channel, I definitely have felt his presence. So I'll be very surprised if I find out he's alive, because then I'll wonder who I've been talking to. But Jeffrey Epstein is dead, I would say. And again, my track record, it's dumb to bet against myself. Why would I do that? Okay, I guess that's all we've got over here. Again, I'm sorry I forgot about you guys on YouTube. I'm kind of glad I did in a way, because in this way I didn't have to give any time or space to this Bethany Cole person or any of the negativity that's over here. So I will be busy making sure those people are blocked. Again, not because I worry about them. I could care less about the haters and their lies or their negativity any longer. I really just don't have time for it. It's not anything that I want in my world. I just want to hang out with reciprocal energy, people who understand what's going on in the world for real, people who are woke, people who understand what a true psychic nature is. And people who understand that I've already provided evidence in the murder of Prince Rogers Nelson. So anyway, thanks you guys. I'm out of here tonight. Again, sorry for forgetting you over here, YouTube. I'm not used to being on YouTube, so I forgot about this platform. Thanks for being on, and you guys have a great night. Good night. Whoops.